Okay, go ahead and get her started, guys. When last we left off, you had just transported over to the Star Jammer. This one's actually called the Black Oak. This vessel has what appears to be a helm that is a chair somebody locks into. Sorrel had sat down into the chair. You had explored the ship. It is absolutely empty and immaculately clean. You did find a undead mate down in the hull area by the name of Thorn. Um, he's still down there. Doesn't seem to be too cognitive of what's going on. Just says he cleans the ship, and that's what he's been doing as long as he can remember. At that, Empress said she was kind of tired. She was going to go rest, so she went down to the lower decks and took a room. The rest of you have been exploring the actual ship itself. You did find a map. You did find what looks like a sextant next to the map after you opened it with a key that Sorrel has. It seems to lock the desk, lock the map down, and lock down other utensils that maybe the ship uses. At that, I guess we can go ahead and get started because Sorrel sat down in the chair and you guys see he looked kind of horrible. And I have to correct myself from last game, Chandler. You had already casted spells, so you have 5 ship resources. You felt that just the minor castings you did of your basic power suit, when you sat in that chair, you felt that amplified by the power of 10. It just really zapped you. You know, if you get out of the chair, you're exhausted. I did post to Discord a kind of review of how you felt to those people who asked you, so you didn't have to ask me and then I tell you and then you tell them kind of thing. So there's kind of a foolish write up of what you're feeling. You're feeling like all of your knowledge skills are impaired. You're feeling like because of the fact that, and I got to make this very clear, while you're sitting in the helm, you see a plane of energy that rips through the ship. You see every area of the ship, and you see outwards of 300,000 meters from the ship and anything moving around there. So your consciousness is heavily taxed seeing all of that. You do understand how the ship moves, but you do know you're going to need somebody else to do fine navigation. That person would be whoever's holding. It's a sextant, but it's you call it or know that the ship refers to it as an Occam. And if you have the Occam, that is the person who can navigate. And what they can do is they'll literally point where they want you to go using the device, and you see a line shoot through space so that you know exactly where you're wanting to go.
Oh, that's cool.
So it becomes a beacon you see through the ship. Now you can't run the guns or anything else like that. You can feel there is a bombast down there, which is that to put it in easier terms, there is a mechanical device in the boat that could be used as a cannon that you could fire, but it is broken, and it is also a technology worn device too. So fixing it may even be totally out of the question. But otherwise, there are cannons as well, 16 per side. You guys don't have the crew to handle those either, but there is a ballista at the top of the boat that can be fired as well. That's going to require somebody else, but you can give them instructions on where they should be firing towards, what areas you see things coming in at, so they know how to spin and target. Now, what does that actually mean for you as the person being the helm? You can control forward, evasive maneuvers,
Oh yeah.
stalling, failing. You can do all of those things. You can also turn around and raise a shield on this. And you can also choose to open a sphere, which you do not have the power to do right now. Um, and I think the way to understand this is because of my mistake as a DM, you wouldn't know it has this power until a fully powered person sat down in this chair. A fully powered 20th level person sat down in this chair. Because it requires so much ship resources, there's no way to get to that unless you are a 20th level caster, flat.
Holy shit.
So you realize, and I'm just going to give this to you. Probably we'll say it's because of your mythic. You understand this ship has something, and this ship knows it does something no other jammer does that it's ever come across, and you know this ship has been in use for going on over 9,000 years. It's been in the astral seas. So
Damn.
there's
Hmm,
what
what
you
does
know
this mean?
about the ship.
Since I don't know what it means, can you explain me out of the game?
What does what mean? Opening a sphere?
Astral Sea. The
Uh,
thing that's unique for this ship.
okay, first off, most people see the astral as an area you project in using spells. And when wizards do a teleport spell, they briefly hit the astral so they can shoot across the prime material plane very quickly. So so everyone understands if your character's ever teleported, you've skipped through the astral. And that's why you're able to move so fast because time is so, I guess, fast here compared to your own worlds. The other thing too is that in this astral sea, there are gateways to the other dimensions. These gateways to other dimensions and other worlds are contained inside of something called a sphere. Now, as players, you haven't discovered any of this yet, so I'm going to kind of leave that there. But kind of think that every player galaxy, be it Forgotten Realms, Dark Sun, O Earth and
Mhm.
Greyhawk,
Yeah.
Galorian, any of those are actually in their own spheres and they're protected from the things outside unless they're summoned into there. They kind of act as a buffer zone, if you think about it that way. It's a cosmic ozone layer that stops a lot of stuff from getting into your solar system that your games run in or campaigns in. So, and to protect that, this is out of player knowledge. Each of these has an impenetrable shield, and that sphere, nothing has ever known to break it. Um, the only way through it is if somebody on the inside opens you a gate or you wait outside of a sphere because every once in a while portals will open up in them. They're kind of like a natural occurring phenomena and a ship can come through, but they are so random you could spend dozens of years waiting for one to appear. But since you're in
Mm,
the astral, you really don't need to sleep and you really don't need to eat.
okay. Another question. So the elder gods, they are trapped where?
Now see there's the crux to it. Each mythos has its own sphere, so it would probably be somewhere outside of their sphere.
Mhm.
So
And yeah,
and that's kind of the last knowledge you guys get without actual discovery. Like, hey, find
no,
somebody that's been out here.
I'm asking how are they blocked? How are they trapped? The creatures like Astur. Why didn't he just exit his sphere?
Unknown.
Okay, okay.
We're not,
Sorrel,
we're not even
you
sure we can get back into ours.
Sorrel, you understand something sitting in the chair. Um,
Okay.
I'm going to show everybody a map. Pop up on your screens now. Uh, simply
Ooh,
put, simply put, you're by the phlogiston, okay, or phlogiston, however you'd like to pronounce it.
Yeah.
Inside that is actually most of the material plane spheres. They're connected by a network that's almost like, consider it like a slipstream or a current that flows through their realities. The problem with navigating that is if you don't know where you're going, and even if you're an accomplished sailor, when you're trying to hit these other realms of reality, you can randomly end up by another sphere. So your navigation isn't to be is literally to get to the point you want to be at, or you could be randomly thrown somewhere else. And it's not like, oh, I'm just a little bit off to the left or right. It's like I'm on the other side of this entire kind of system. So you could try to be somewhere towards the top and end up somewhere towards the bottom if you fail to navigate. And that is the only way to traverse between these spheres is these streams, because you have to use them as a hub to get to the next one and then to the next one. After you get outside of that into what's considered that wild space, then you're just doing straight hex movement. And this is where it gets a little bit interesting for you. You understand as you're flying the ship, you're able to do about 500 yards, and then whatever your SRs are from what you're giving it points, which is 5 right now, you can use 5 hexes, or somewhere around 2,500 meters you can control the ship, and you can move those hexes with the ship. Okay, and those restart every time until you start burning some of your own resources and they don't come back. Like you bring up a shield, now you just gimped yourself and you're down to 4, you know. But those are the prices that you pay to do those types of activities. Now, that's only 500 meters when you're in combat or close to another vessel. When you're away from another vessel and you just want to travel, your SRs become 1.5 million miles you're able to shoot. So your SRs all of a sudden become almost faster than, or faster than, the speed of light as you're ripping through space. The thing is the ship will automatically slow down if you get close to something else. You have no control over that. Last thing to explain to you, Sorrel, that might have been a little confusing is we're looking at a top down of the boat, but if we flipped it sideways, there is a gravity plane that extends 1,500 or 500, sorry, 1,500 meters forward and backwards and all the way around. This gravity plane is down. So if somebody got thrown up in the air 60 feet, they would fall down to that center plane and take the damage from gravity. If they fell off the ship and somebody said you were down in the cargo hold and you threw somebody out the cargo hold, they would fall and then come right back up and smack into the gravity plane. I know it sounds a little confusing, and the same is on the sides. So if you shoot somebody off the side, they're going to come flying back at you. When you run out of SRs, the ship powers down, so does gravity, and so does the air bubble around you. At that point, anybody hit floats away. And the ship, if it gets any power during that time and you're not in combat, a person does not equal a large enough body for the ship to slow down. Even one little jaunt of power while you go in between states. And I point this out because if I target you as a helmsman and I knock you out, your ship will power down. When you come back up, it'll automatically be in whatever action you told the ship to be in, which means you could leave people millions of miles away from you and absolutely no fucking way of detecting them. That's the problem of being on one of these ships. There's good and there's bad. So, and you are a target.
Can we make a pulp box?
You can kind of try to do whatever you want to with this. The thing is, if you damage the ship in any
No,
way, then it won't run, and then your guys are stuck floating out here until you open a gate to go somewhere else.
Can we load the save game
Right.
before we made the choice to travel the Astral Sea?
Nope. Welcome to I opened what? A rogue of my
I
level
can't
would
put it
know
back
better.
in. Come on.
Rogue of my level would know better. There you go. That was my miniature speech. I hope you can ask me any.
Thank you. I
And
fucked
now
it up.
and now, if you need Sorrel, you can ask me any question.
Okay.
Do we have to be on this boat?
You're not Sorrel.
Could you unpause the game?
You said something was unique about the ship. I didn't get
Thank you.
quite what.
Yeah, I don't have any questions at the moment.
Okay.
Again, you
Hello.
said something was unique about this ship.
Yes.
Do we know what?
Sorrel does.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Can't move my character, man.
It's unpaused.
Um,
Just like to check on something. Didn't Ruinhide bring on like 24 orcs or something to help?
Nope. We haven't got there yet. You guys just transported here. He wants to do that.
Oh,
He's
okay.
like, I've
Right.
got some orcs we could use for a crew.
All
And
right, I
then
thought we were doing it already. Cool.
nope, no givers, no freebies.
does Brian have his
Can we
sleep
surround?
on?
Can we surround Cyril with a black box? Because that's usually the only thing that survives in a plane. So if we douse him in that material, he should be fine.
There you go. Can you move yet, Brian?
No.
Click
I-
on your character. Click on your character, and then
I
try
moved.
A, S. Try those. Yeah, they seem to be working for me on your character.
Yeah, I'm having problems with mine as well. They're not working.
Yeah, it just goes to the square or triangle, whatever. It grows bigger.
Let me try this. Is this what
Oh,
I've done wrong?
I had to click off and click back on me. And
Yeah, are you on the half top of a man that allows you to, the picture in the top left-hand corner, the 5 and the 5 buttons at the top? You have to
Yeah.
click on the man.
Yeah, make
Are
sure
you on
you're at the
that?
top. Yeah, make sure you're at the top. Actor. So if there's the anvil, Brian, with the dice in it on that right hand or left hand side of the top screen, make sure that you didn't, because I was showing everybody where you could see documents at. Maybe you need to click on move your actor, which is the bust of the guy with the little crosshairs bars around him.
Go down to the next level.
And then to move
Press
through
down.
levels, so you guys, in case you forgot, just
Oh.
right click on your characters and edit your height.
I'm at the top again. I meant to go to the bottom. Come on, dude. Get a clue.
Oh, Kitty got up out of the bed. Did you lay down in that bed and go, and this bed is just right?
I see it was more like mine.
That does.
I'm gonna rub my head on everything.
That's funny. You guys see Kitty dragging her head all over the bed inside the captain's area, purring.
mine.
Well, we already know we've lost it because I think now that Empress has gone, she is the only lady in the group, so we all have to sleep in one room, and she gets an entire room to herself because that's what should happen.
Yes,
This one,
that's the way it is.
this one has a bath and a toilet too.
I know.
The question is, does the
I hate
toilet
you,
dump
Kitty.
down into the area where everybody else sleeps?
No, I'm perfectly happy being on this level of this shit. Oh,
It's
okay.
the Imperial Loo. It's
Can,
aimed
can
right
I
at the streets of all the peasants. There you go.
I'm just
can I
shocked
tell
we
you
have a
something
loo.
that's really frustrating? That I have to keep turning my fucking arrow keys so I can see. Why can't I just see a 360 view? They have cars that let you see 360 above. Why can't I?
Because walls are a challenge at times, and they're in front of
There
you.
is no walls.
I mean, for you.
That may be one of them, but also the GM is an evil individual. He is Dr.
Yes.
Evil. He's sitting there with his little pinky in his finger pretty much constantly through this game.
Why? Because 90% of my rogues are visible if you can see 360, which you can't.
I can too.
I should have seen him coming. I saw him walking up behind me. Okay, there you go. You just answered that question. Ah. Okay, so at this point, DM shuts up and you guys figure out what you want to do from here.
Can we communicate with Sorrel?
Oh, yeah, he's sitting there. To explain what he looks like, he's sitting in the chair. His eyes are glowing. You can see a nimbus aura around him as energy pulsates into the magical pentagram below him. The entire chair seems to kind of morph and almost wrap around him. He could easily move his hands and stuff, and you notice as he goes to move an arm or anything else like that, you watch the sails come down or the sails come up. You watch as he kind of moves his hand sideways, the wings expand on the side of the ship or they come back in. It seems like he's getting used to a projected body because he's
He's
like the
playing
brain of
around.
a yeah, he's the brain of a construct that's obeying his every command per se.
Okay, sweet.
Where's the ballast at?
Up in the front. You can't really see it. I think there's a pedestal up front, though.
Um,
I think it's up here.
I think I'll show you, Brian.
Up by the propeller.
It's actually on the top of the captain's quarters, but I chose not to let that be seen. So it's there, but it's
Okay.
on the back side of the ship.
It's on. It's on the top side of where Kitty sleeps.
It's right here.
That's right.
And then if you go down, I believe it is to the gun level, which is 30 to 40 feet, you'll see the 16 guns on either side of the boat. Each gun takes up to 2 people to run. And it takes the helmsman to make sure the ship's headed the right direction so you can use that side's guns. The bombard is straight in front, but it is broken, and it's down on the cargo level.
We should go down and look at it.
Sorry, it's on the main deck. If you look at the main deck, there's a gear system that looks like it's for the propeller. It's right below it. So that doesn't have anything for you guys to really look at as players on the map. It's just there, and it's broken.
Okay.
So let everybody know, the ballistas and things like that, they do like 8x8 damage, but each ship, like your ship, if you click on any of the books, you'll see that your ship has about 1,200 hit points with a hardness of about 20. At usually now, at half of that, your ship is considered broken, which means I'm going to be in halving your speed and movement. Ballistas do like 8x8 damage. Cannons can do upwards of 10x8 damage. A bombard can do 12x10 damage or more. The difference with the bombard is he gets to ignore hardness. All the other ones do not get to ignore hardness. And your ship has, I believe, a 20 hardness to itself right now, which really does help when you're talking about, 8 to 64 points of damage. You get anything under 20 and the ship just bounced off the ship, which is handy.
Why are you preparing us for combat?
Because you get random encounters out here.
Yes. That's just
Yes.
exploring the hexes one by one.
Yes.
3 rolls a day.
Yes.
So I have a question.
Yes.
Okay, these guns,
Yes.
you said they take 2 people to run, right?
Yeah.
Why?
Because a cannon requires somebody to pack it and put the cannonball in while the other person is pushing the cannon back up and aiming it as well. It's a 2-man job to load a cannon.
Mm-hmm.
I learned this at the naval yards in Bermuda. Those are some badass cannons. And if it's a 2-mile cannon, like they got on top of the fort, that takes 12 guys to fucking load. But it shoots 2 miles out to sea. Yeah, it's a badass cannon. Considering it was used during the fucking Civil War, that's a badass cannon. Fuck yeah.
There was nothing civil about war. Just saying. Got like a
They
The
still
neat,
use cannons to this day.
absolutely. And the
Yes,
cool
they
thing
do.
about Bermuda is the water's crystal clear. So when you're out on the fort, you can look down and see the wrecked galleons down there. Some of them, it's fucking badass. It's like, oh shit, they did rip a few boats apart. So, all right, sorry, the history lesson there, because they had a wall that had a total of 64 cannons built into the side of a cliff with a 2-mile cannon that could shoot out to sea to stop anybody from coming into their harbor. It's a nice tour you ever get a chance to take. Okay, back to non-reality. Otherwise, Sorrel, you feel like as soon as you stand up from this chair, you will not be capable of channeling arcane energy for at least 24 hours. That means through focal devices, anything else like that. your link to this device is that traumatic to your system. Also, if you
Okay.
noticed in your character, I did put a debuff. The debuff is active while you're in the chair and for 24 hours after you get out of the chair. That debuff is the Black Oak.
Okay.
You should, or sorry, it should say Spelljammer Helm debuff. I changed its name. And if you take a look at it, you will see its penalties to you, which are not easy. You have negative 20 to your caster level effect. You have negative 20 to your ability to concentrate, and you have negative 20 to all intelligence-based skills after you break connection.
Why you gotta be so negative today?
And that's the way it works.
Huh.
But right now, you guys are kind of floating. The ship's just lit up. You haven't decided to move anywhere, so the ship's not doing really anything. Now, an interesting thing that does come to your mind is when you landed on this ship, it had air and it had gravity.
Yeah, I was wondering that.
Exactly. Something unusual about this boat that may need to be discovered, or it's just a unique quality. Something that will have to be determined. But you do know it should have had no air. And when you guys landed here, your first step should have made you start floating.
Hmm. Well, I'd love to get up and say everybody else try it, but that would be a bad idea.
Yeah.
So,
You, the rest of us know we need a navigator to move the ship. Um,
I think we know that.
Oh, I also added to that debuff. I forgot to add it and I got it just now. You have a +5 to, and you're imbued with astral navigation while you're sitting in a chair. And it is a wisdom based skill, not an intelligence based skill, by the way. Profession, sorry, profession.
Okay.
That is the same thing that would be true for anybody who goes to navigate. If anybody goes in and you tell them about the Occam in the other room and the sextant, you can tell them that this uses more of a navigation approach that has little to do with your intellect.
Interesting.
Which mean it might fall more to a Jolie or Darmus type skill. Maybe Azek and Kitty as well, but normally those two have a little higher in that quality, especially Jolie because he bases almost everything he does off of that, his choices.
Okay.
I think even Ruleheit is better than me at wisdom.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a good question. That I have not looked at. I was tweaking his character to make him a little easier for me to run. Oh, I don't know. Maybe. This is kind of low. It's not as bad as Tim's
Yeah,
intellect without his headband on, but I'm just saying.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I know.
Welcome
I
to
got a
dump
pretty good wisdom.
stats. Yeah.
Yep, I got a pretty good wisdom. It's
Oh,
better than
nope,
my constitution.
nope,
It's
no. Azek,
better than
yours
my
is lower.
constitution.
Azek's taking the. I don't choose wisely. Cigarettes, alcohol.
Yeah.
I'm going for those. Fuck yeah, they cure
Yeah.
cancer.
As
To
it got
be
its
clear,
wisdom
you don't
max.
want me navigating this thing. First black hole, I'm in to see what's in there.
I got the passenger ticket.
I'm first class.
There you go.
I'm a backup battery, man. That's it.
Yes,
Ooh, what
wisdom.
does
The
this
president's
button
wisdom.
do?
What does this button?
What would happen if I press this button that says dump all the air?
Same thing that happened when Tim said wet lever. Sorry, guys, we were playing Baldur's Gate 3 a while back, and Tim clicked the lever as Chandler was jumping on a moving or a platform that wasn't moving, and it perfectly moved for him to bounce off the side of. So it was a priest in the corner pocket. 5 stories down, he fell to his death.
It was hilarious.
Oh my God, I was coughing things through my nose on that one because I watched you bounce. That was so fucking. I'd never seen that in a video game.
I'm
Like,
just gonna step on this platform. Oh, I just cut it across the
Ouch.
chest.
yes.
Hey, don't
I was
click that
coughing.
lever. What lever? Click.
No. Okay. Oh, ridiculous. Okay, so at this
Anyway,
point, where to go?
You know, it was Godzilla's birthday yesterday.
Fuck yeah.
I totally spaced it.
Tokyo appreciates it.
I'm just saying.
Here we go. Right there. Turn around. Flip.
There appear to be anything unique about where we're at right now?
Yeah, you're outside the phlogiston. So you're actually not in any known space. It's kind of that black zone between other parts of the astral. So if you, first off, you can do an astral navigation check, DC 15. I'll give you some basic things.
okay.
Oh yeah, nice roll. You understand as you're thinking about it. I will show this to everybody, but it's only a flash. You guys don't get a. This is what goes through the mind of the astral navigator as soon as he begins to think about moving the ship. Okay. As this happens, anybody who sits in the chair, I'm going to show everybody the map so that you guys can all see it. Well, I don't have to let everybody see it, but I am. Here we go. That way it's not a lot of questions about it.
That's the ship.
Yeah, it didn't show the right map. Let me show again.
Badass looking ship.
Look, it's got a unicorn horn. You can stab people in the
That's what
throat.
you see all of a sudden inside the phlogiston. So in the middle of the phlogiston, you see this appear in front of your eye. It becomes your vision. And as somebody's actually controlling one of the sextants or the Occams, you're able to see them point out towards a sphere. And one of those spheres are areas that you can actually go to. The lines in between them are the flowing realms, which is actually part of the astral tide, or what they just call the flow. So as you're looking at this, Chandler, if you look down at the bottom, you'll see the 7 stars, which is one of the first ones, got a little yellow line coming off of it. For you to get to any of the other spheres in there, you have to go there first. You can't just say, I'm targeting all the way up by the weird. I'm going to go up by Zelini up there. You can't target that. What you have to do is you have to navigate all of these spheres through there to get to maybe the blue one that says the sun. And you notice there's a dotted line there. That's where other astral navigators have tried to plot courses and believe you can go. Now, the difference is when you're traveling these pathways, the time it takes you to get between spheres can be, some of them instantaneous, others of those just a few moments. But if you go outside of that realm, it's 1 to 10 days for you to actually navigate just a hex or two. So going through using the spheres might take you 1 day. Not using the spheres, because you can navigate around if you wanted to, By navigating around, then you chart the hexes, and those hexes, each one's 1 to 10 days. And I can tell you right now, some of these spheres consume more than 2 or 4 hexes. So it's a very small scale. That line that comes off right here to the 7 stars at the bottom, that right there could be almost a year's worth of travel. But you're in the astral. So time moves 20 times faster here. So look at it, every 20 days you spend, a day has gone by on your world. So you're almost getting a month per day. Pretty close. Okay?
Can everyone hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Yep.
Yep. I had a question when you were ready.
Sure. One last thing. Sorel, as you're looking at this map, you do see an area down to the lower left where there are broken spheres. The ship knows that's not possible, even though they are there. That is just one of the things I wanted to point out, because spheres are supposed to be indestructible, or indestructible. Sorry.
Huh.
Okay. You had a question, Jolie?
Yeah, when you're driving the ship, you said you get the celestial drive ability when you sit in the helm.
You become the
Is that
ship's
right?
resources. Yes.
What ranks of the skill do you get?
It only imparts the astral navigation skill, and it gives 5 ranks into it.
Right.
That's all it gives.
A bummer.
Okay.
Navigating's not too rough. It's not like you're going to hit 35s and 45s out here. And some of you, since it's a will based, it's not being penalized by the chair. The chair penalizes mostly end abilities like knowledges,
Yeah.
not profession. So people with a decent wisdom still have a great ability to navigate too.
It's
The
more my thinking during combat.
Yeah. Well, during combat, it's going to be a different scenario. And in that one, the ship resources that the helm has, that's the move of the ship, period. So right now, while Chandler's sitting in the chair, you guys can do, 25 million miles in a shot really quick. But on the flip side of it, in combat, he's only got 5 squares to move. And if everybody looks at the ship combat or ship movement, it'll tell you they're the maneuverability class. I think this is a class C ship, which will kind of tell you how its moves qualities are as well. So um, right now, since nobody's a sailor on the ship, that's already a big disadvantage. I mean, if you knew how to sail a sailing ship, that would apply here actually. But nobody has that as a profession. So there's no pirates on the ship. So arg, you're screwed.
I bet I could wing it.
Thought you were a cat, not a bird.
Well, how hard can it be?
Kitty's throwing stuff at me.
Gotcha too. Headshot. Woo!
Okay, there was that.
Yep.
Like, how hard can it be? You just point to this spot here, and he picks a random spot.
There you go.
I'm sorry. I
And
didn't mean
everything
to
starts
throw.
moving.
Hey, sorry. I didn't mean to throw that at you.
It's okay.
I did, but I didn't.
It's okay.
Okay.
I think Azek's idea of a couple of headbands would be quite useful. So
Oh, 2 should be enough.
yeah, but they would be quite useful. So that may be a good start.
Maybe another one for a sailor.
Yeah, I mean, if you build 2+4s, then you can stick 2 skills in it as
I
well.
don't
That's
want to
another
spend
option.
that much money. We don't need to spend it.
No, that's fair.
You know,
It's enough to build 3. That's 3,000, and dedicate to each of the skills and have a go at it.
Yeah, that's fair.
well, no, I was thinking like in the spirit of Brunhide, I think he should be a pirate with a peg leg.
Yeah, well, if he loses his leg, you can all make him a peg leg.
No, I want to hobble him.
No, you won't let it happen.
I mean, he's probably got the best ability to be able to drive this because all he does is hit things really hard. So if he hits the shit really hard, you know, like you do with a TV or something like that, it'll
Oh
work.
yeah. There is
So what are
that.
we doing?
Problem solved. I'm going to go and have a look around the bottom area and go and talk to the undead guy.
Give him a piece of candy.
He
Okay.
got any teeth to be able to chew it?
Oh yeah, he's got teeth.
Oh, he's okay. I'll give him a piece of candy then. This is from Kitty.
Yeah, totally. Because then when he goes crazy and he starts killing people, he'd be like, "Hey, thanks for the candy," and then kill people around me. Fuck
He'll
yeah.
probably want your finger.
Hmm. You go down and talk to him, Julie. He's standing down there polishing. Actually, not really polishing, but more like sanding a side of one of the walls lightly. Yes.
You okay down here?
Yes, ship is clean.
Yeah, you've done a good job of this thing so far. Do you actually have a home? As in the ship? Somewhere where you can go and actually
Here.
sit down? Oh. Yeah, if we're going to keep this, I really think you should get at least a box, a cupboard to be able to sit in. This is... You will definitely be our eyes and ears down here when we're not here. Are you able to do that?
I can run the police.
You run the police? What?
I think he means the band with Sting. He's obviously a manager.
Oh, wouldn't have come to that.
Is that like the pulleys of the anchor, or the pulleys? Is he talking about?
He points.
Don't point at me.
Yeah, Kitty's not a pulley.
He points to the winches right next to you. The pulleys.
Right. Ah.
And then he points to the bar over there and he goes, I put it in this spot so I can lift things in and out of the ship. Or I put it in this spot to lift things in and out of the ship. And then if I need to, I push this button so that the ship's open for things to come in. And then I push this button for it to come back and close so things don't get into the ship. That's what Thorn does.
He totally earned this conversation for talking to that guy.
I'm getting an overwhelming urge for him to open that bottom, what's her name, and I'll start shooting lightning arrows out of it, just because it's really childish and quite fun. But I'll leave that for now.
Boss says,
And
unless we have cargo, close this so Negogis don't get in.
no, that's a good idea.
There was lots of Negogi sacks. I got them all cleaned up.
Ugh. Yeah, they're pretty
Bella!
nasty, those things. Yeah, I feel we need to get you somewhere so you can sit down. Maybe a cupboard.
Bella!
Huh?
Sorry?
I think Brian's yelling at his dog.
Oh, right,
Oh,
okay.
sorry.
No, I thought this guy's name's changed. It's a bit weird.
His name's
Bella!
Yeah.
Yeah, she
Do you
won't
spell that with a
listen.
capital R or a small R? I'm going to sort of say to him, you are very much, yes, in charge of that, but do you have the ability to be a lookout down here for us?
I will sound the alarm if something breaks into the ship. And I fight.
Where's the alarm? What does it sound like? We haven't seen it yet.
Well, I yell, "Hey, shit's coming aboard."
Okay.
But
Wow.
normally the helmman's going, "Ooh, bugs all over my skin." And that's what he says sometimes. Depends on if it's the
I'm
Nagogi.
hoping you shout a little louder than that.
He might. I can't shout loud. I can only go,
That
Yeah.
ruined it. Because I was going to be like, who's shouting down there? Knock it off.
Yeah. It may be a good idea if we do some kind of a bell system up here, down here for you. So if need be, at least you can pull the bell.
Okay.
We need to have a fire safety check.
Yeah, we need to do that every 12 o'clock. Although in the astral plane, I have no idea where 12 o'clock is. When 12 o'clock is.
I
There's
guess
no
it could have
sun.
arrived an hour later. I mean, it's all the same.
Yeah, we don't have to deal with that in here. That's a good thing. Yeah, you're doing a good job, but it may be a good idea for us to get you a little bell that will ring upstairs on a rope, and you can
A
pull it
cowbell.
if we have problems. Yeah, there you go. Tinkerbell.
Oh. You mean like this? He reaches into one of the tattered pockets, he brings out a cowbell and goes, "Bang, bang, 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 bang."
More!
Perfect.
We need more!
More cowbell?
Perfect.
Jesus.
I'll start setting that up, which is basically getting a rope. I'll put the cowbell on the sort of top floor or the middle floor, depending on how we want it, with a piece of rope going down to what's the name, so we can pull it quickly. Because that would be quite useful if someone gets in here. You were
Okay.
talking about the thieves before. If he's down here as a dead body, just sitting there laying and doing nothing, he'll probably be ignored, and he'll be able to be our alarm down here if we need him. So I'll start setting that up.
Okay.
I'll also ask him, what did he in life? What did he do as a hobby? Because I'm hoping it's cards. I want something to play cards with. Because I think this is going to be a long journey, and
Ooh, that's actually a good question. I gambled. I know how to play Astro Poker, Ithlid, Salin, Neogi, Dai, um, Orethian Towers and Shields, the Greyhawk Towers and Shields, Galorian King's Gambit. Um,
And there's such other really fun thing we
I
can do.
I know how to play Kyonian Dragon Dice, and I know how to play. Oh, what was that one? Oh, I know how to play the Tyrian City of Dire Tiles. Um, that's from the area of Doxon sphere. I've been to all the spheres.
yeah, I don't know about some of them. But Greyhawk, I think they used to play that in the Forgotten Realms as well. Can't remember, but I think it made it over to Forgotten Realms. So
Forgotten Realms
yeah,
did
okay.
Towers and Shields 2 and Dragon Dice. He goes, oh, and oh, yeah, Forgotten Realms, Dragon Dice. And Dragon Ale Inn, or Dragon Inn. Yeah. Yeah. Played those two.
Okay.
Uh, He reaches into another tattered pocket in his vest, and he brings out cards that he very easily, nimbly manipulates. He literally shuffles them in the air, fans them, whipples them back together, does a waterfall with them in his hands from one hand to another, and then does the other hand, and then shoots them from one hand to the other across, and then puts them back into his pocket. I do play games.
Okay.
That's
Okay, we're playing Dragon Dice. He's too good at that.
okay.
No. Sounds like a good thing, yeah. I haven't played Dragon Dice in a while. And I'm not saying we're playing for money. I just want to learn the
there are
game again.
dice in the main deck, so we would have to go up to the main deck, and here goes follow me. You want to go up to 50 and 60 for an area?
Okay.
You go up there and you'll be on the main deck. Didn't transport us right. Is it 40? Did it list it wrong? Oh, 40. Sorry. Go 40.
Oh, okay.
It's primarily the mess hall. And you guys sit down there and get ready to play a game of Dragon Dice. What's everybody else doing? You see Thorn go looking through there. He's looking for where they stashed the dice at.
I'd like to believe Kitty has motion sickness right now.
Okay, so Kitty laying down then.
With motion sickness?
Yeah.
We're not even moving yet.
There's that. So
See, she's
The-
frail.
The first meal we have, I'm going to bring you a nice big greasy piece of pork.
And a nice big elephant eye, so when it pops when you suck it.
yuck. Okay.
I'm trying to figure out the ballista.
You can
How
figure
much
it
to
out.
it?
It can be fired once a minute.
How much ammo do we have?
10 shot. 10 ballista bolts.
Can I tie a rope to one and tie it to the ship so I can not lose it when I fire it?
Two of them actually have eyelets to them, and there's actually what looks like almost 1,000, maybe a little under 1,000 meters of rope for boarding.
Can I fire this by myself?
Oh yeah, you can load it by yourself. It takes a minute.
Okay, I'm gonna fuck around with that, just trying to get halfway accurate with it since I've never fired one before.
Yeah, think of the Hobbit, dude. This is almost the size of that ballista on the back of or on the top of the tower. That bard shot. So
Okay.
it's double banded metal. It's black as well. The area it takes up is about 10 feet. So when you're using the crank to crank it back, it is literally 30 seconds of hard cranking to get it to relock into position, and then you set the bolt down on top of that. There is actually an eyelet for you to thread rope through or cord if you're shooting cord. And the ones that are corded, they're a different arrow. They do not do, they don't have the heavy piercing head. They have a jagged, almost like stepladder jag, like a barbed wire kind of jag to them. So they don't look like they're going to do that much damage, but they do look like they're designed for grappling. So once you shoot one of these in, somebody's going to take a hell of a lot of time to get this out the side of their fucking hole because it's not coming out easy. Oh,
Okay,
and I
so
do
you
want
can
to,
latch on to
yeah, and I do want to
another
let people
ship.
know that have the spell abilities to make whole, which would be Chandler. I know you do have that ability. Sitting in the chair, you understand make whole. It only heals a ship 1 to 6 per level you are. So it's not even the equivalency of a heal to a ship. So you might be able to do 20 die 6 healing, but to a 1200 hit point ship, that's not a lot.
Yeah, I'll be here a while. Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's when you have the ability to cast spells. You don't know if anybody else has that
Right.
ability, so it's kind of a little.
I got an ability called Matter Manipulation. That is a power that increases the hardness of things. Materials, sorry, not everything.
As long as you can affect 100 tons, you're cool.
I don't think it can,
Yeah,
but
welcome to this ship. It's all or nothing with this ship. But you can buy armor plating and things for it if you should ever need to do that. But we don't know if you guys will be out here that long.
can I boost plates that we buy?
Possibly.
Over an extensive period of time.
Yep, all things to be checked out at some point. Did I accidentally remove you and Damien and Thorn?
I'm still there, and I'm still
Okay,
with
cool.
Dawn in
Okay,
that
there we go.
room.
Cool, cool. Yeah, I was trying to figure it out. Okay. Anybody doing anything else?
Are there any rooms big enough? Where can't I fit on this ship?
Nowhere.
Yes. Get out of my bedroom.
In fact, some of the areas that you've been exploring, Tim, have scratches along the walls like there's been combat inside them, especially in the hull and in the gun area. I will give you a knowledge dungeoneering to know what they are.
Ugh. Dungeon. Ooh, I have a shot. Hey,
Oh, you know what they are. Those are claw marks from Umberhulks. Lots of them.
In space?
Hmm.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Hulks in space.
There you go. Do you have knowledge planes, Tim?
I do.
Okay, go ahead and roll it, because you could actually get this through knowledge planes because they do bleed over. You can't get navigation in the planes, but you can get monsters
I
and what
got
they
a,
like to do.
I got a pretty good plane skill.
Excellent. Yeah, that's the slaves of the Nyogi. Okay, and a Nyogi is, imagine a giant spider that has an eel for a head area. So it comes up to what looks like a moray eel head. The Nyogi keep slaves. They primarily eat other creatures. They prefer humans, elves, and humanoids. Those are their primary food sources. They lay eggs in them, and they will actually birth sacks of little Neogis, which are like spiders. They have elders that are bloated, and if they're killed, they literally blow up with these spiders spraying everywhere. And they are very, very poisonous, even as brand new baby Nyogis. But the Nyogis, the one thing they don't eat is insects. So they keep Troxes and Umberhulks as slaves. They prize those above everything else. And they use some of their arcane abilities to enslave them. So they are like their heavy hitter shock troop. And it said when Nyogis ward in the astral, because they are an astral creature, they'll have sometimes tens of thousands of Umberhulks they drop on the field. They don't shy away from it whatsoever. In the Underdark and other terrains and the Narvath, Nyogis use them as their brute force too. So you normally find a couple Nyogi and maybe half a dozen or more Umberhulks with them.
Okay.
So Nyogi are kind of a nasty thing, which makes you want to look around to see if you see signs of them. They are
Yes.
also an astral creature. or sorry, they are still counted as an aberration, so you could use dungeon dwelling on them or knowledge. Some knowledge arcane too, so you can use knowledge dungeoneering or knowledge arcane because they're spellcasters. Your choice, which one you want to use.
Well, my arcane's better.
Okay. Yeah, you look around and absolutely. In fact, the hull's been sanded a little bit to remove some of the gouges from them, but yeah, they are all over this ship. In fact, when you go to the top and look over the side, you notice marks all over this fucking ship. It's been hit by them maybe more than once, and it's hard to tell when it was. But the ship was literally overrun with them. You can't find an area on the outside of the hull. Originally, you thought it was just, wear and tear on the ship. But now you're specifically looking at it. There had to be at least a couple hundred hit this fucking ship, dude. And you would say there was
Damn.
easily that many Umber Hulks, too. But there's no way a crew of 30 anything could handle that. You guys would even really be pushing rough to do that just because they're sheer numbers. You could overpower
And
them
it's tight.
easily. It's just their sheer numbers without damaging the ship too that you're on.
Yep. Near tight quarters.
Exactly. And they're spider-like creatures.
So yeah.
So that normally Niogis leave areas that were once inhabited by humanoids. They hide sacks of their young, so that those that find the location, like in the Narvath, say you found an old ruined temple, you might camp there like you guys did. And remember when you met the Darothermage, and you guys all kind of parked around the Temple of the Eyes? Her guys were looking for things, and that's what she mentioned. I'm clearing out Niogi sacks, and her monks were everywhere. Remember?
Who was that?
When you guys were in the Narvath and you came across the Druer Thermage, sorry, the one that actually
Oh, the
said
one
she,
we saved?
yeah, the one you saved that told you she manipulated your minds. She was one of the ones responsible for doing that.
Yes.
She had her monks out and she was asking them when you guys came up, she was yelling, "Have you searched everywhere?" And what she said when you guys asked her, "You're looking for something?" She said, "Yeah, we're looking for egg sacs." That now just clicked to you. You never thought about the Niogi. Yeah, okay, yeah, they would leave egg sacs all over the place. And if they're out here, they would do it too. It's how they propagate their young. They
Where
have to have humanoids
where
to birth in.
where are they?
Good question. Don't know. Maybe if you found somebody who's been on the ship a long time, they could tell you. Oh, I know where he is.
Well,
Name this tune. And you hear Jolie going, "Shit, you're good." Uh-huh. I am.
I'm sort of using the time as well to sort of pick his brain about types of ships we may see, enemies and things like that. But yeah, I'm still playing. I'll play
Okay.
for an hour or so.
Okay. I will give you a. You'll either have to, I would say you'd have to do a bluff on him because he'll talk about cards, but when you go off to other subjects, he kind of, it's like he's purposely lingering off. So if you bluff him, for one, the bluff will help you win the hand. And since he doesn't got much to bet with, you could start actually betting him for knowledge. Okay?
Okay.
hints.
Nah, DM giving characters the intellect they need to survive in their own world.
So, where's this friendly advice for the rest of us?
You're slowly discovering it by doing some of your skills. A DM's job is to answer questions. Those questions are answered through the use of your feats and your skills. If you don't ask the DM a question, he can't give you a roll to make an answer on. So there's the friendly advice.
Hey, I'm just saying, I'm still a noob. I don't know these things.
Well, there you go. Now you're a bard noob. You got everything you could ask me. Woo-ha!
I mean, actually, in one way, you're probably the better person to go and, roll this guy.
Yeah, nobody swindles a
Yeah,
person like a
probably.
bard. I'm just saying.
Yeah. I'm not meaning to
That's Jolie's way of
insult you or
saying I
anything.
couldn't bluff a guy dying of thirst to drink a glass of water.
Yeah.
Ouch.
Well, some people got a bluff skill. Do you got a bluff skill?
I think so. Let's find out.
Oh,
Open
everybody's
my
got a bluff
character.
skill.
Oh
Believe me,
shit.
there
My
are.
bluff is a plus 29.
Yeah, that's a bluff skill. That's a
Is
bluff
that
skill.
it? Is that it? I thought it'd be more, to be honest.
And that's why you
Oh,
don't
well.
play
No.
cards with Kitty.
Yeah, there's that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not trying to take money from him and stuff like that. I'm just having an hour's break before I start looking at the cannons and stuff like that. But it's good to do something.
Yeah.
A bit of a rest.
Shit.
And if I can, as I said, if I can pick his brains for bits, then that's cool as well.
I'll give you guys a second. I have to take a bio break. I'll be right back.
Thanks for not bringing your headphones.
There's I'm trying to remember the comedian's name in England, but he used to be a teacher at a school which had a really good hearing impaired department. So they used to work with children who were deaf and stuff like that. And he was at work one day, and the previous weekend, this was the Monday he was there, and at the weekend he'd been back home and he'd had like a lot of beer and an incredible amount of curry. So he's sitting there
Huh.
doing the class, and he has to run away quickly because all the beer and the curry's kicking in. So he runs to the toilet, and he's like, it's going everywhere. It's like, oh my god, oh, this is disgusting. Oh my god, it's everywhere. And he sort of cleans himself up and walks back in, and one of the lads he was sitting next to before he ran away is looking at him really weirdly. And then he remembered he had a microphone on.
I love that.
And obviously the lad is tuned in properly. I don't say it as well as the guy. I may put it up on the what's name, but it's hilarious.
Obviously. So we're gonna try to take this thing out for a spin then?
I don't know.
Sure, as soon as I figure out where we're going.
Jeez. From it.
Well, I got the ballast worked out. Maybe I can figure out the sextant. Can anybody use a sextant, or does it have to be somebody who's a caster?
Nope. There's a
Anybody?
We're looking for Ra's Solar Baroque. That's right. Because we need a bone of a god. So, among other things, off this place. So this may be a useful place to start.
Okay, I'll pull out the sextant, which is on the captain's table, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I will hold it up and look.
Okay. As you hold it up to look, I will show you something.
Also, actually, a trading place would be good. A big high-end trading place. We've got a lot of stuff to sell.
Yeah.
So then we're like real pirates because we're gonna take our booty somewhere.
Aha.
There we go.
Yar.
Um, you should have seen a map just open up in front of you, Brian. It's got a bunch of lines and circles on it.
Right on. Yep, I see it now.
On the right-hand side, out in the fog, not by any of those, you see a pulsating dot that you know is you, which means any of the spheres that are close to you, you could try to navigate to. One is Narin. Another one is Teoula and Golat. Further away to the north is Gorath. But as you're looking up towards that one, you notice that Gorath in that area up there pulsates red in your eyes. You know there's danger if you go that direction. You also know that center where it's golden by the weird area you see, that Golat, you notice that's yellow and red, yellow and red, yellow and red. It flashes to you.
Okay.
Caution and warning.
Well, I'll look at the Naroth. That one isn't flashing red, is it?
Hmm. You mean Nareen? The blue one in the mid, it's like the lower portion of it.
Nareen, yeah.
Yep. Yeah, no, that one looks cool.
Well, let's try there. I say we try that one so we don't run into any trouble, hopefully, till we get used to flying this thing at least once.
As you're looking there, you notice that through the sextant, looking through the hole on it, you see it beam a light directly there from where you're at. Chandler, you see that automatically. As you see that, you guys see Chandler in the chair sit up straight. As he does, the cells drop down. You're in communication with each other mentally without saying a word. So
Idiot.
is that where you would want him to go, Brian? All you do is, holding onto the sextant, you would say, "Give us power." This is your make it so number one or engage moment.
Hey, give us the power, Captain.
Have we managed to be able to work out where the solar baroque is?
No.
Batten down the hatches.
Are you moving, Chandler?
Yep.
Okay, you
Good
guys
mission.
watch the cells snap and turn silver, almost like they're transparent as you watch energy ripple through them. As it does, you just all of a sudden watch
We
everything swip by you, and you just see streams of light as you're flowing through what looks like this asteroid silver space. You see things float by you, but nothing that's ever big enough to ever come close to you seems to bounce off this outer bubble that you're kind of flowing through. You'll see pieces of astral stone and stuff easily bounce by it. Doesn't do anything whatsoever as you begin navigating your course.
This is way cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm
So okay, so this map with all the lines and stuff, that's in this. Is it like the rainbow area in this
I'm going to move
quad?
you. I'm going to move you to what you see, Chandler,
Okay.
because you are piloting the ship versus Brian, who is navigating. He only sees this space while he's here. I'm going to move everybody here really quickly, though, so we can all see the map. So I'm going to activate it real quick for you, and everybody's going to ship to your space. This is what you're seeing navigating the ship. Map will load. I will move everybody's vision to where you are and bring you into the
Oh,
ship. Okay.
oh, that is awesome.
And you are seeing a line going straight here is where you're being instructed you should probably go. And this is exactly as you kind of see it, a straight line going over to Neri. This is going to be roughly, you can do 5, 10, 15. This is going to be at least 10 rolls for you. So Chandler, you're being the ship, you determine how fast it moves. You're going at the maximum imagine of your ability to move the ship.
Oh yeah, we're full thrust.
Okay. Roll 5 die 10 for me.
Idiot. Oh, how far we go?
Went in the other direction.
Nope.
Was in reverse.
Yes, again, without the oops.
Okay. So in 24 days, you have made it here. Okay.
We made it to.
I'm going to put a light on the token too so you guys can see your ship a little better.
Maybe halfway. Maybe
Yeah,
not halfway.
halfway. Now I'm going to be doing encounters as well. So if you guys need to search a hex that you're by in this map, this kind of falls back into my old Kingmaker rules. Some of you remember it, some of
Yes.
you are brand new to it. What that means is you park in a hex, and then in this hex you will roll your amount of dice that you have for your ship resources. So that would be right now 5 die 10 for an example. That's how many days you search this area. And by that, the higher the roll. So, like if you've got 5 ship resources or 10 ship resources, that's a plus 10 to your ability to actually use a perception in the area. And that perception check is heavily negated. In fact, you get none of your ranks as bonuses. You only get a bonus depending on the character who's at the helm. And it'll be their wisdom modifier. So the ship's resources plus their wisdom modifier equals what you get for a search result in that hex to find something. Because you're actually searching using the ship about 1.5 million miles worth of astral space. Okay? And this is just a modified version of the Kingmaker system in Pathfinder, how you search hexes when you're going across ground. Normally what it is it's the leader of the expedition. His primary statistic is used, not his ability to actually search. And then the hexes are normally how far you travel in that system is normally limited to the slowest possible player. So if you got a dwarf in your group or a gnome, you're dogged on how much you can actually search. So and how many hexes you can travel. And this one, you're only limited by who's sitting in the helm. They become the power source. So, okay. And you guys
So is
moved?
anybody slowing us down?
No, not that you can tell. You guys on the riding on the ship can't tell really anything yourselves. The speed of the ship seems to be about the speed of the ship. So,
Where are we going and how long? How many days would it take again? Sorry, to get there.
unknown. Each hex is a random amount of time. It could take 1 to 10 days to move through a hex using the resources you have, or using the ship resources.
Ethereal plane days or astral plane days?
Astral plane days.
Astral.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
And
right now,
changing the pilots, would that help speed things up?
possibly. The
Do
pilot
you
can.
want to try, Sarah? I'm sorry for interrupting you. Sorry.
Oh yeah. The pilot sitting in the helm still needs to eat and things like that. So the max he can really sit in the chair is usually 2 to 3 days. Then he has to get out of the chair, even in astral, because it's wearing you out. Because everything's moving faster. So I want to make that clear too. If you guys spend 20 years out here in astral, even though 1 year passed back at your homes, You guys aged 20 years. You brought your physical bodies here. So you're being sped up too. It's like you're under a super haste spell. Okay.
Ah, okay.
Woo!
Can I use 2 days to craft ourselves headbands for better piloting and navigating the ship?
Be a little more specific. What do you want to give them?
+2 intelligence that's tied to a skill that navigates and
Nope,
pilots
because you don't have the
turtle.
skill. If you have the skill, you can do it. But if you don't have the skill, you can't do it. Has to be a known skill. Or have somebody that has the skill that can work on it with you in unison. So, or a spell that just says gives any skill a bonus that you could name. That would work too. Oh, Taze. Ba, 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 ba.
I'm gonna start doing some training, to be honest, and hopefully when Isaac's finished, he can help me because he used to be one. He used to be a magus. So can he help me and train me to be a bet to go up levels in to transfer rogue levels to magus levels?
I don't think party members can be trainers.
Oh yeah, you guys
Elves.
can, as long as you're higher level than the level they're wanting to go into. But the person
Oh,
that
and
would
what about
change you,
feats?
the only person that you have that's either a mage or a trainer like that though would be Sorrel. And then Kitty, because of her bard profession, she can emulate classes.
What about feats?
If you have the feat, you can teach the feat, but they got to have the open slot.
Can I retrain some of my feats into, I don't know, Vital Strike from Runehide?
As long as you meet the prerequisites.
Nice.
Just takes the time and costs the money. Still, there's a money cost.
It costs the money. Then okay, at least we don't have to search for a trainer. No.
So would Kitty be willing to train me in studying the magus?
If I can.
Well, if I've worked out, yeah, you can because you've got the ability to emulate other classes. Is
Okay.
that right?
Yes. All you do is a performance.
Okay.
And that's where your
And
jack of actually you would just use actually use your jack of all trades, and you could do it as a profession check for that.
Okay. So how do I do that?
Well, first he calculates how much he needs to spend in gold to you, and then all you have to do is one of your checks for whatever the class is. And like knowledge arcane for magic users, religion for
Okay.
priests and clerics. So you're
Okay.
going into your knowledge expertise and your knowledge, and all you have to do to emulate the class is make a 20. Same thing you would do as if a rogue was trying to use a device and emulate a class. You do the same thing, but you're just able to use their knowledge skills, and then you get all your bard bonuses. So for you, I think you've got like with all bard bonuses like 30s or 40s in most of those knowledge skills. So it's
Yeah.
like it's not even a roll to you. You're just a teacher. There's nothing for you to roll. Whereas if, say, Jolie was going to, say, Runehide, who may not have a great knowledge arcane, might only have a 5 or 6 at a lower level, for him, he would have to get to the 20. So he's got to roll a 14 or higher to emulate that class. Or
Okay.
Jolie loses half the money he's trying to spend, and you guys got to try again. Okay?
I gotcha.
So pretty easy for him.
What about crafting? Can she fill in for the profession?
No, not the profession. I said profession wrong. That's one of the things the bards don't get to do is emulate profession. I meant to say all the knowledge skills, because if it falls under a knowledge skill, she's able to do it. Whereas
Yeah.
navigation falls under profession, and they don't give jack of all trades the ability to emulate professions. We
Oh,
Yeah, we went really deep in this because I thought she could at first too, because it makes sense. But then on another side, it doesn't make sense because otherwise every famous bard would have been the military leader because it knew how to soldier, but they actually don't. Yeah, so
Okay, okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Well,
So-
then there's not much for me to do. I'll pick up piloting when Sorel is done, and I can craft in the meantime anything you guys need. That's a wondrous item.
Cool. That's good. Yeah. Is it okay to start my training? I've got the money to be able to do it if I worked it out right, and it'll take 7 days.
Did we split the money we found?
We haven't even counted it yet.
No, we haven't. I don't think we've done anything like that yet.
We haven't counted it. We haven't figured out
I
what some of the items are still unknown.
Yeah, but I could really use my share of the money, I can't plan for anything while it's at somebody else's disposal.
The thing is, we've got money, but we've also got a lot of items and
Yeah,
stuff
you can't
that
use
need to be
items to
sold.
pay for training, but I want my share gone.
Yeah, and I'm just saying we need. That's why we sort of need the trading place. Hopefully, we can start selling a lot of this stuff because I have my own personal money, but a lot of the treasure is like gems and magic items and stuff. So we can't use that. That's why we need the trading place, really.
Okay. If we continue with this money grabbing, you won't see next treasure, even with a rope.
Say again, sorry.
I'm saying if we continue with money grabbing and not sharing, I'm just gonna disappear the next treasure. I don't like this in our party.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Runai
Fair,
looks
I
at
agree.
Sorel. I know you're sitting in the fucking chair, but you got to start divvying this shit out. I'm tired of whoever gets to whatever first gets a fucking thing. It used to be we were getting who needs what to actually do their job, but now people are figuring out they could do their job differently, so they needed a lot more than somebody else, and fuck that shit, man. I mean, I ain't looking at changing nothing about me, but I got 10 mouths to feed back in Glorian, so I want you to start stepping up and we get treasure, you step in there and everybody divvies their share. Figure it up right then. And if they can't fucking carry it, fuck them. It's their problem. Buy bags of holding. Don't go up a level. Don't train in this. Get something to carry that shit in and quit whining like you're my fucking daughter. All right? Because that's what I want. Because I ain't got no daughters. I'd kill them on sight. Nothing personal about daughters, but they just don't make great warlords. So, there's my piece. He walks off.
Ouch. There
Who
must
was
be
the
no
fuck was
shame
that?
and
Runehide, being pissy.
there must be no
I
shamans in
talked to
his tribe
Javin.
because I think
No,
they're all
no,
women.
no. I chatted with Javin because he's able to chat with me on boat every once in a while. And he said one of his pet peeves were nobody stepping in and dividing that fucking shit out and saying, you want 100,000 gold pieces? Carry it, fucker. And that's what they should be doing. And if they ain't got a way to carry it, then don't whine at everybody else to hold it for them. Because it stops all of that. Everybody gets their divvy, and nobody's got a problem like you guys had at the chess when you were with the Hunded. So that was his thought. He's like,
Okay.
so
Yep, I tend to agree.
yeah, it just makes it simple.
As I said, we need a place to try and sell all this rubbish. So if we can
Thorn comes
sort of work
walking up
one
to
of
the
them out.
deck with a chest. There he is. Drops an empty chest, lid open.
First, check to see if anything scuttles inside.
No,
Okay, cool. Double check that it's not. There's no scuttling in there, and then we can open it. That seems a fair
Just
assessment.
shake it first.
Yeah. If we hear "ow, ow, ow," stop that, then we know someone's in it.
there you go. Sorrel, you get out of the chair. Ship comes to a stop. Time for you to get some
Phew.
rest. You are exhausted now. You do have the exhausted condition.
Okay.
Welcome to my world.
And I gotta ask, does the ship on everybody's map look like a really little itty bitty dot in the middle of a hex?
Red dot, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Unless
Wow.
I scroll up a little bit. I scroll up farther. I scroll way in.
Yeah, I need to scroll in a
It
lot.
doesn't fill the
And
whole
when I
hex.
do, it's like a small
Hey,
block.
No.
Doesn't.
No,
It does
doesn't
not.
If
not.
I zoom
Doesn't.
way in, it looks like a firefly.
Okay.
Yeah,
It feels like
I said
an
last time. And
actual fighting map rather than a a broad map of the system. If you're going far enough, it could be a fighting map with 10-foot squares and stuff like that.
Oh, it's close. Yeah. I'm gonna update its token size so I want it to be a little more visible. And that still
A
didn't
little
make it.
bigger.
It just gave it a bigger ring around it, which is weird. I don't know why it's doing that. All right, just something with the system. I'll leave it at that.
I don't mind it.
Oh, I know
Yeah.
what I can do. Let me shrink it back down. I think I found something else that'll do it too. Put you guys back where you're supposed to be at.
Yeah, I sort of agree with Azek. I don't mind if it's like that, but it is sort of quite small, so you should know.
It's a little bigger.
Yeah.
If it's doable right now, then cool. If not, don't bother.
Yeah.
There we go.
That's sweet.
Yeah, it's weird. I have a secondary system that I record on, and I'm looking at its screen, and it's showing it barely the size of a hex, and in mine, it's the size of about 20 hexes. So yeah, go figure that one out. That's another one for the system. It's just the way it is. Who is sitting in the chair?
I look around. Are you sure you want to let the madman drive?
I mean, I can sit in the chair, but then I want some time to be able to retrain, start my retraining again.
No, I'll step in. I'll step in.
Okay,
No problem.
you sit down in the chair. It's a comfortable chair. You don't feel anything else happen.
What?
Oh, Skip doesn't like you. You is it? Did you call it ugly?
Really relief. But I try not to show it.
As you
And
sit
it
down
ends
in the
up being
chair, as you sit down in the chair, you know this home is not compatible with you, but you get an image of your mind of what looks like a crystalline structure that would hold a person at an angle with what looks like a modified psi crystal that's attached to it for focusing psionic energy. There's actually a helm for psionics.
Huh.
When you look at it, though, the way the crystals are, they're wrapped around tendrils. It gives you the feeling of, and I'll give you knowledge planes.
Let me just find my character.
Blacketh.
No,
Or what?
he's joking. He said Blacketh. Okay, no, that is an Ithalid design.
Mm,
That is obviously a mind flayer design for a chair.
could
Makes
I
sense.
possibly replicate it in time? Craft something?
No, no, you're looking at this. You get out of the chair and you're looking back at this, and this is incredibly complicated arcane technology. Here's the DC for it, guys. If you want to build one yourself, DC 95 Knowledge Arcane.
Oh,
Some
we can
bitch.
do that in a day.
Otherwise, you go
Does
buy
it co-
one. You want to give the appraisal of the chair you just got out of? I can give it to you right now. It's about
Get
500,000
us.
gold. Just that chair. But it's not attached to the boat. That chair could be picked up and moved. Somebody could steal this chair. Yes.
What?
Helms can be bought and sold, guys. This is a major helm you have. Minor helms won't give you this much power.
Is there thing
So,
something better?
theoretically,
Is there, is there
we
something
had to
bigger than
go
this?
into piracy and steal one from the Italians.
There you
Oh
go.
no.
Now you could get one from a gift ship too.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Well, I guess I'm not compatible. Sorry, guys. Would have loved to be drained.
We all turn our heads and you just wipe your brow. Oh, that was a close one.
Oh, close.
Why don't I sit in the chair? I'm not capable of moving my character to do so, but I got mad skills. Is there crickets I hear?
Okay, you sit down in a chair. But as you
Nothing?
do, no, this is the interesting thing. As you sit down in a chair, you feel you're not compatible with it, but you see a harp or a lute or a flute, and you actually see a very comfortable pillowed chair that this device is attached to, and you channel
Okay.
your performance into it.
Sweet.
You also notice that there's parts of it can be looked at as also a small stage, which is interesting too. So it's not just musically inclined.
Okay, can I
Will
get
we
out
become
and
a
start playing the lyre?
Nope, it's not compatible with this one. You'd have to find that type of a chair.
damn?
It's
Okay.
a different type of helm. You guys
Oh,
don't have that type of helm.
I'm gonna
Well,
try it.
mother.
It was
Okay.
class specific as well.
Next. Hey, is there like a you pull it in space?
It's not actually class specific though, but go ahead.
I'm
You
a
pull
meta
it.
specific.
That's awesome. Can we get intergalactic tow out here? Well, wait. How long had this ship set in the dark before you guys
Hey,
found it? Hmm.
No, I'm saying we
once
could go somewhere and get a different helm.
Yeah,
I
maybe in
know
there.
it's in my wallet, I have my Plainier AAA card.
There you go. I go looking the fact that everyone else has had a go and it's not quite working. I'll give it a go. I'm waiting to see Clippy turn up saying you're not doing it right, but let's give it a try and see what happens.
No, you actually see what looks like the image of a pillow that's actually embroidered with a lot of different sigils on it. But you realize that the emblems that are done in here are different chakras. They map to different creatures as well, and you understand that by meshing with it, you could actually focus your key power directly into it. Normally, this
But that
requires 2 monks, though, to channel
so
their key energy into it to power. So there's not one pillow, there's two. And for a minor
yeah,
helm, there's four. So it requires 4 monks to power with a minor helm, two with a major helm.
that but we don't have one of those at the moment
Nope.
for me to be able to.
Correct.
Okay. Right.
Get that from him. That.
I think it's probably best that everyone just tries the
Thank you.
chair and let's see. Yeah, I think you were saying that. Yeah.
I feel like you need to find an Ollivander's chair sales.
Imagine only Gojin runs it. Somehow. He
I don't know whether you.
emulates.
I don't know whether you
Navigator
have them in
can't.
America, but we need a Haynes manual for a ship.
Imagine at this point, Sorrel comes back up, sees everybody trying the chair, and be like, "What the hell? I didn't fart in it or anything."
Lovely.
I'll instantly hold my nose. Whoa! My God, that's disgusting.
I don't like sitting in chairs that are warm.
It's the hot coals I don't like. Why are you putting hot coals on your chair? That's
we
a bit
can't seem to be able
masochistic, personally.
to. We can't seem to be able to make it go. It doesn't respond to us.
You are our only hope.
Help us, Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Feels bad to
Ow!
be denied.
Oh, oh yeah. Oh.
Fibromyalgia, guys. It does it. Um, did you sit in a chair, Tim?
He said he couldn't
I
fit
ha-
anywhere.
Oh, I
I
didn't say
haven't
he couldn't.
tried to yet.
I said he couldn't fit. There's nowhere he could not fit in the ship. He can go to every level. They're all 10 feet tall.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah, he hasn't hit anywhere he can't move. And that was evident because as he was looking around, he noticed the Umber Hulk markings. Yeah.
I will. I will take my turn in the chair. Yeah, I'll sit down in it. Although I'm not really a caster right at the moment
Before he
because
fits
I don't
in
have
there,
any
I'll put a
spells or
whoopee cushion down on the seat.
and I'm divine.
Well, there's that. That is a thing.
You are divine.
I'm pretty sure I'd be a better navigator because I got a
Do you have any of
+9
your
for
abilities
wisdom.
going right now, Tim?
I have no abilities because I did not sleep. Remember?
Oh, that's right. Well, it's been 20 something days. You could have slept.
Okay. Do I have to
Yeah.
make rolls then?
You sit down in the chair, you feel your energy flows with it. It'll take divine. You're treated as your evangelist level, nothing more, not your paladin.
So, okay. So I'm only at 10th level evangelist.
Yep. So 5 SR.
Max.
Yep.
Max.
Max is 5. That's what Chandler was doing because he had already done some spell casting. So, which isn't bad.
Oh.
And you do realize that, Chandler, from getting up from the chair, you felt the impact of just the couple of spells you casted before getting into the chair. That amount of drain on you was so massive. You, after sitting in the chair, you realize you have to be fully rested before you sit in that damn chair, or it'll just gonna really kick your ass. You think that's also why you're so heavily exhausted too. So
Okay.
you feel as though had you not casted any spells, after getting out of the chair, you would have been tired but just wanted to rest. You would not have had the exhausted condition. And that's easy for you to
Gotcha.
tell others too. Hey, man, don't sit in the chair unless you're fully rested. It'll really leave you with the worst hangover you've ever had. Because it's like, whoa, you hurt everywhere. But you feel as though if you're fully rested, you wouldn't feel that.
All right.
All right.
What?
Do we have our mind link thing up?
No, because Chandler didn't cast
No.
any spells, and it's over
Right.
20 days away. Also coming upstairs, Thorn brought the chest. He goes, "Where are we going?"
It would probably be best in the navigator's room. Thanks.
He
Where
walks up
did
to
your
you,
captain go
Gojin.
to trade?
He goes, "Where are we going?"
Near in.
Ugh. He actually, the skeleton or the zombie actually shivers when you said that. Ithalid territory,
yep.
home world of um um homeworld of their devastator beasts. They build them there on Phalax.
Okay.
All right,
Um,
stop the ship.
well, it's already stopped because nobody's charging it right now. He says, monster, um, Bard.
What?
I describe. Can you think of the word?
Dictionary.
Yeah, he's trying to say, can I pantomime to you and you figure it out?
Okay.
Okay, well, he will try it. Oh, he got a good roll. He says, horns, claws, tall, dead ground. You get a knowledge arcane on that one.
Okay.
Who does?
Anybody that hears the description,
Um.
you guys get to know a little
Really?
secret of my game. Oh, you still got it. I think, fuck, what'd you end up rolling? Probably in the 40s. 48. No, a bad roll. Yes. Anybody gets over
Okay.
30 knows what he is describing. Now I want to.
Oh, that's good.
I
I want
can't
to.
get it my character when it's like this.
Same here.
Oh, you can just go to your character sheets. Or I'm sorry. Let me do this. Let me throw everybody into a combat round.
Yeah, that would be helpful because there is no way to get at my character.
Right.
So
Give me a second, everyone. I will do this real quick.
no, I'm very impatient. You should know this by now.
Wow.
And it's all your fault.
No, it's not his fault.
Under a juice box.
Yeah, I haven't had one of those in a while.
There we go.
Hey, I have a wife. I know when she's angry, it's my fault.
I'm going to line people up outside so I can keep a combat round
We
going.
just go back to the black. Can we just click back on the Black Oak?
You could
That's
do
what I
that if
did.
you guys want. You guys can just go back to the Black Oak too. You don't have to stay in this map. In fact, I think that's a better idea, Tim. I like that better. You guys have the ability to bounce back and forth. So if you go back to the Black Oak, you'll be
No.
able to see your character sheets and your characters,
There,
and
now
you
I
can
gotta
click
roll.
on the images up top for the carousel too.
Yep.
Nah, cool.
Can you just
Come
tell
over
me
here
how
and do
to
it.
access the map that you gave us with the chart? You know, known flow, arcane, inner flow, and such. With
Thank
color
you.
keys, with the legend. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
I feel it's a handout.
It is. It is. It's under Player's Handout, Spelljammer. It's in
Oh,
your journal.
great. Okay. I
If you
was
guys want to look
afraid
at
to
those.
close
Oh
that one
no, no,
because I
no.
want to look at it.
Yeah, it's still there. Whoa, somebody got a 20. I saw it sparkle. Their dragon dice did. Badass. Okay. Yeah, Julie, you got it too. Anybody got over 30 got it. Now, like I was saying before, I'm going to repreposition this so that you understand what I was talking
Ah,
about.
71.
Fucking 71. Holy shit.
Let's get him that bitch.
Okay,
Yeah.
so he said, ooh, Ithalid world where they make their devastators. Okay. Now, what he just described are terrasse.
Oh,
Oh,
lovely.
They
I
make
never
them?
built
They make them. This has been a big secret in my game for a very long time. Spelljammers never made it far enough. Ithalids made them. Other worlds use them and say that they're X, Y, and Z creature from their mythology, but they are what the Ithalids used in their empire as dreadnoughts to planets. If you did not succumb or they couldn't, they would leave those things behind. Yeah.
one.
this destroy your world.
Yes. Yes.
Assholes.
Yes. It's part of the region known as Phalanx. For those that ever want to. I never got a chance to do a lot of Spelljammer stuff, even though I wanted my party to do it. But yeah. It was actually part of 2.0 canon, by the way, too. The Ithalids created the Thresk. So I didn't just
Yeah, I
choose it
never read
myself.
that.
Yep. So, okay. So yeah, bad place to head.
Right.
He's like, oh, bad, bad. Maybe Jade. It might be close by.
You have a lot of knowledge of this whole place. We're looking for a certain, shall we say, rock island. We're looking for a place called the Solar Baroque. Have you ever heard of it?
No.
I'll have the
Sorry.
section come up and say solar baroque. Anything pop up?
No. What are you trying to get.
Phone of a god.
You saw that gun?
Oh, yeah. Um, yeah. That's um, um, got to roll a die. Oh, you got good. What do you know? Lucky for you guys. Oh man, my game just crashed for my DM screen. Sorry. Gotta give me a second to get back in so I can give you his notes. I have too many tabs open.
Is that what Thorn's saying? I've got too many tabs
Tabs
open
open.
in my brain.
Yeah, my browser's got 90 tabs open, guys. Yeah.
My brain has too many tabs open.
I've been there. I can feel you on that one. Coming back.
Third of them aren't responding. Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
I
my
think
problem
that's
is,
what's going in his head. Too many tabs open and he can't answer us that this fast.
yeah. He actually sticks his finger in part of a hole in his skull and jiggles his brain around. He literally does. Marble loose. You guys hear a little rattle?
Oh, it's so
Ugh.
nasty.
It's fucking undead.
Yeah.
As long as he doesn't lift up half his cranium and scratch his brain.
I don't know
Like
if
a fucking
anybody remembers Fallout game.
Yes.
There was that city with the mutants, not the mutants, sorry, those guys that had a power plant and they were kind of mutated. And there was a guy that had a tree growing out of his head,
Ew.
a barkeep with a tree growing out of his head.
Oh, that's
Whoa.
fucking crazy. Love it though. Love it. Okay, I'm back in. Um, doo, 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 doo. You want Graveyard of Gods. It's by Toon Roth. It's controlled by Geeth. Very dangerous. And I will show the players again. You can all see this. I'll bring that map back up. If you notice you're in the area of the Phlogiston, that's where all of the spheres are at. On the other side of the Phlogiston is the Graveyard of the Gods.
Mm.
So the hex map with our ship,
Mm-hmm.
is that on this big map? Is that entire
Is in the
white
Phlogiston.
cloud?
Yep. Is that entire white cloud.
Okay.
Okay.
And the way to navigate around it could take years. Because each one of these hexes, as you can see on the other ones, equivalency of multiple millions upon millions of miles. It's not like it's impossible. It would take a lot of astral time to get there though. Which means a lot of
Several
astral
lifetimes
encounters.
ago.
So if we wanted to go there, we'd want to go around the flood. I can't even say that word. Flood Jostin.
That's you guys' call.
Okay.
Encounters
Is it
will be
faster around?
no. In fact, that was the thing I was trying to point out. When you're on the map with all the different spheres, you can go from one sphere to another with a navigational check, which means it's instantaneous. You hit the flow, and the flow is kind of what, think about it as when magic users do a teleport spell, they actually channel the flow between two spots. So they know exactly where that flows at, or they make it for a moment, and it instantly transports them thousands of miles. The same is true of sphere space. If you can navigate the flow, you can get an amazing amount of speed going through that. That speed is almost instantaneous, but if you blow it, you could be thrown somewhere else. Like if you're trying to head to Nagiri or you're in Naren and you try to go to Hart and you blow that roll, you might get thrown all the way over to Winter, which is down south, or you could end up all the way over in the Sunless Dark Water area. So with this is part of the Ithilid Dominion. That's the part that's a little tricky. You can go through the Phlegaston a lot faster, but there's always that it could take a little time, but not as much as if you tried to go around. If you try to go around the entire cloud of the Phlegaston first, you don't have anywhere to navigate to, so you're going to have to find other wild space charts because that one doesn't give anything that Brian can navigate to or whoever is holding the sextant. So you'll point yourself in a direction and then begin going hundreds of millions of miles and hope to get around it because you can't see it. So if that makes a little bit of sense, it's kind of like hitting the void between galaxies without any light. But like everywhere, there are
Okay.
navigators, there are things like that. There are devices you can find and possibly purchase. There's even contact other planes because there are beings that live out here. Those spells work still too.
Are there portals?
We're not native to the plains, so we're outsiders here.
There are portals that will enter those spheres, but if you do enter a sphere and you leave a sphere, because you can leave a sphere with a ship without having to get through its crystal barrier, you can actually use your ship, and if you're in a sphere, you can target another sphere, and it's a guaranteed movement. So, like if you go into gray space and you come out of that somewhere over by, hack space, that's easily done. You navigate the flow gas, and even though it looks like that's a snarly snake, you still can go from one sphere to another very quickly. It's like 3D chess in a sense. Just because there's a
Wait,
line connecting them doesn't mean you have to follow that line. Sphere goes to sphere goes to sphere.
Can I ask what this sphere is down in the bottom right-hand corner? I'm assuming it's a sphere.
You mean in the Elven territories?
Uh, uh,
Or further?
I guess so.
You mean the one that's all by
Uh,
itself? Oh, I see you circling.
yeah.
No, you can't ask what that is, but it is a sphere out there that's visible to anybody holding on to the sextant. They do see that. But it's not connected to anything else, and it's not connected to any of the flows. So it's a long travel, unless you hit a sphere that can get to it. And that's as easy as inside of a sphere, beginning to navigate and saying, I want to go to the red eye sphere. You'll know if you can't go to that one or if you can instantly transport to it. And if you can instantly transport to it, then it doesn't take by navigation, it looks like that's 9 segments. So that could take upwards of 90 days of hard travel.
I'll talk to Thorn and ask him, are there any trading towns, cities outside of the spheres that we can use for information? Do you know of any?
Maybe Elven territories, they have some. Otherwise, no, most trading done in spheres. Into sphere, do trading with world, go back to ship. Ah, there is. Does he remember that? No, he doesn't. That's all I know.
Is our spear somewhere in here?
Absolutely is.
Is Daman Noon part of the Elven territories?
Yeah.
We can navigate there. It's in the green.
I'd sort of agree. We need a place to start, and we might as well start somewhere. So I can see that.
We don't want to go where we were going because that's heading towards the Ithalids.
Can I go down and have a look in the library and see if we can find some more information on it?
Sure.
Just the area. Another person very good with knowledge. It would be useful if you could come with me, please.
I can come down and translate if there's something you can't read, or do you have translate?
I have the ability to I have the tongues ability, which I think allows you to still read as well.
Okay.
So, but I'm not amazing on knowledge skills. I'm decent, but I'm not. There are probably people who are far better than me.
Now, at any
Well, I can.
time, you can stop in the hex you're in and spend a search period, which is 1 to 10 days, and get a roll to see if you find anywhere you can trade in here.
Do it.
It was like a no-brainer. Do it now. Well, current person sleeping, so it's probably January's probably kicked back. Oh, I'm fucking exhausted.
What? You're not enjoying just floating around here? This is like a holiday.
You wanted to sell stuff. Let's do it.
We got to figure out what stuff is.
I'll go down to the library.
Let us identify it.
I'll go down to the library and have a look at what we've got, and let's see what happens. As I said, I'm not the best one to do this because I don't have particularly amazing knowledge skills, but someone else does. That could be useful.
Well, while he's doing that, I'll look at the captain's logs and captain's maps. Or are they just all in those books?
It's just all right there on that desk.
Okay.
What question are you guys wanting to find or look for?
I was just gonna translate if he needed it. He has
Okay.
a question.
Oh, I guess it would be in the captain's log, wouldn't it? Wouldn't he have a record of where they stopped? Can you find a place in there that they went
Ledger? You're
as a
looking for the
trading port?
ledger? There's no ledger on the boat. You're looking for the captain's ledger.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah, that tells him everywhere they went or
yep.
the boat may have stopped.
And also the list of cargo and everything that's in the boat. Yeah. Nope, that's gone.
Okay.
That's gone, and so are like 14 journals from something that's marked as 8575, 8574, 8573. So, Tim, are you beginning a search then in this area?
Yeah,
All
we're
right.
gonna have to search it.
You're
It's
going
missing stuff.
to, then what I need you to do is I need you to do a wisdom check. It'll only be your modifier.
Just only my modifier, so just straight up wisdom.
Yep, just straight up wisdom. Now roll a 10-sided dice.
Oh, come on.
Okay, that took 3 days of searching.
Yeah, 3.
No, you weren't able to find anything moving around this sector. Didn't find anything discernible whatsoever. No remnants of ancient cities or anything else like that either. Just nothing. This seems to be a empty portion of the astral filled with just the mist.
Was that search in the library? Because if it isn't, I'll have been going through the library
Oh no, you can
those
do a
days.
search in the library. What question are you trying to answer? This would be
Uh,
considered sage-like research.
Solar Baroque or trading towns, cities, trading areas?
Okay. Um, Give me a wisdom check. It's a good one for you. See if you come across any tidbits.
Okay.
You found a tidbit of a note. Now roll a eight-sided dice for me. See how many days it took you to get this tidbit. They're at the bottom of the thing too in the little chat. There you go. Perfect. Um, Took you about 7 days of looking. So Tim gave up on looking in the sector already, and you might be moving out. But you found a reference to great liquor at a place called Soldari's Radiance. And the note was that crazy bar floating by the Seldar Sphere. And that's the only thing you got. Awesome liquor was mentioned, which made your wheels in your head kind of think, wait, if they got liquor, maybe they got other things, or at least information, because bars are a great place to pick up information. Hey, you know.
You know what? I say we forget about God parts and get some liquor.
Personally, I think we should turn this into a party boat.
Dead gods know we need it.
What is it like? Vodka and milk is a white Russia.
Vodka, Kahlua, and heavy cream, or half and half. That's white Russian.
Yeah.
Black
That's
Russian
what Kitty
is
would drink.
and then the Black Russian's cola. Okay, so Tim, you're still in the chair. You're not fatigued yet. You're getting tired. Do you think you could push the ship another move? So
I'll tell everyone
So
what I
where we want to
found.
go then?
Southeast.
and so you
That's
know
a
on the
good little
long distance
area.
movement, you will get 2 moves for a fully rested player and 1 move for a player or engine helmsman that has done any spell casting at all or used any of their abilities. That's just the strain. So, and even though you're sitting in the chair, because there's no need to eat or sleep in the astral, you're able to keep going, but you can't push yourself more than 2 full moves before you got to get out of the chair.
Okay.
So you want to move again, and you see this thing in front of you, but you've got no way to navigate unless somebody's picking up that sextant and telling you where to go.
Yeah, I do. I tell them where to go.
So down by the by the Seldar sphere, is that where you're wanting him to go, or where you want him to go?
Yeah, Seldar Elven, whatever that word is beneath
So you
Elven.
know, Tim, you can.
Up and
Nope, you're outside of that. I was going to say, if you were close to the near end, even though it's a dangerous place, if you hit that sphere, you could do sphere navigation, which might make you instantly there, but you're not close enough. So there's the chancy part about it. Even though some of these spheres are really dangerous and dangerous to be around, if you clip a sphere, you get flow travel, which means you can instantly move to other places inside the sphere. It's just a little riskier because, of course, you're getting close to hostile territories, right? So, so I
correct.
imagine you're going to come down this way, Tim, is what I'm imagining with your movement, headed towards that sphere and going outside of any of these lanes.
Yeah, it would be like the
Because Brian's giving you
so
the big ping over here.
yeah, I would cut between Naren and like Jade. Let's go with like 3 to 4 hexes out south. It would be southwest to me. Here,
Ping where you'd like to be.
if I can ping.
Because you got 5
If I
SR
can
you
just,
can use.
how is it? How is it you ping?
I just hold the button down. Hold your inside
It'd be
mouse.
like right through here.
Okay. Yeah, because you can go 1, 2, 3,
Close
4,
to
5. You'll
close
be
to
right about
Nairn.
there.
That way,
Okay.
yeah, that way if Sorrel gets in and he wants to chance a spear jump, we're close enough for him to get to it. Otherwise, we keep going straight. You understand?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
I want to put Sorrel in position to use the spear if he so chooses, while still heading in that direction.
Okay.
I mean, you can consult him.
Okay. Now roll a 10-sided dice, Tim.
Just one. Okay.
Okay, this is
6.
6 days later. Yeah.
All right. All right. Well, Sorrel's turn. Good night.
Well, you get up, you can still do things if you need to, but yeah, you can't cast or use any of your abilities until you get your full rest. And
With
so you know
6 of
with the
Okay.
those,
So it's
so you
10 out.
guys know with the curse that's 26 hours of rest, not 24, even in the astral.
Yes, it adds 2.
Yep.
could I have used 6 of those days to start my training?
Sure.
My retraining, I should say.
If you got the money and the
Yeah.
trainer.
Well, Kitty,
Yeah.
yeah. Would
Yeah.
that be okay?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Cool.
Now
Give me your money.
here's a question: Who
All
among
right.
us,
Who
who
among
among
us?
us could help us retrain to have max hit points? I don't know how that configures into in game. Like if I wanted to train to spend the gold to give myself max hit points for my hit die and level.
That would be under the training rules, and I don't even know if that's really possible. So you just have to look at the retraining rules, Tim. So I haven't looked into it myself, so I can't answer that question. But we can always throw it out there to research and come up with an answer.
Yeah, I know you can do it, but it's just
I know
a
you can
matter of
do it in
cost.
the
But I don't know
player's
which among us
handbook
could
too,
actually.
but that was different. I'm not sure if you can do it in this one.
Okay. This player's got homework. Okay.
Yeah, that's the way it works. Sorry, I'm keeping a current tally of where you're at in days. Okay. You step out of it. That is a very interesting way to be, that's for sure.
Do we need to roll for rest?
Yeah.
Well, I've been rolling for random encounters. You guys have been getting some good rolls, so haven't been getting hit yet.
I mean, for rest, like Isaac hasn't rested.
Oh, you can rest. You've been on this ship now 30 days. You guys can choose to park yourself for 24 hours and hit your rest button. I won't stop you from doing that, and that'll be really the 26 hours that you rested.
Hmm.
So that's all I'll keep track thereof. Otherwise, the other part of it though is every 24 hours you kind of know a day has passed because your abilities go away. So the time in the astral is really hard to kind of keep your internal clock on, but you can feel yourself starting to power down and know that this is the point in which you should rest and get your energies back. Because it's so otherworldly, I guess is the easiest way to put it, because you're in the astral. It's kind of like, I don't know if anybody's ever visited an area where the sun doesn't set fully. It can be very diluting until your body goes, I'm fucking tired. I really need to sleep.
Yes.
But so I rest for 26 hours, and then for 24 hours in astral, I got my abilities.
Okay.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be like I'm sleeping all the time.
Sure. Keep your abilities up. Absolutely. That's why crews are vulnerable. So, and more normally on a ship, there's a lot more than just 8 people. So, all right.
Yeah, were we gonna entertain the idea of bringing Runehide sailors on?
That
Ship that
would
crew
be
our last
once
one.
you figure out how to get back into the Astro and get them. Get back to Glorian. I mean, that'd be a gate or something.
Can I suggest we
Oh.
just when there is an encounter, I just roll for rest and see if I rested for the day at all.
You could
Would
just,
that be
well,
okay?
normally I'll say everybody's rested. I'm not going to make it chaotic like that to where, because most of your travels several days. And if you get an encounter somewhere around there, I'll just decide what day it is by a random die roll. And to say if you're slept or not slept, that's a little different. So, as it goes for
What if
people who
we?
don't sit in the chair, they can do their standard rest for 10 hours. So they're not down the whole day. It's only people who sit in the
Oh,
chair. People who power the ship have a 24-hour debuff that does not let them do any spell casting until they have completely
that's what I
rested.
meant,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
a regular
Oh
rest.
no, yours is only 8. The 8 are, sorry, 10 with the curse. So,
Okay, I do
So
resting,
So
and again, if anybody
what?
needs crafting, you need to tell me.
What are the larger and different colored spheres around areas?
unknown. Those are multiple spheres. Some of them are very
so
loud.
should we have like a schedule that we're helping the person in the chair because there's one person in chair, one person asleep from being in the chair. So we need to set up who's on watch and who's doing what.
Sounds good. I'll
I
be
believe
right
so. Yeah.
back. I'll be right back while you guys figure that out.
Okay.
Tea break.
Yes, rotation, whatever.
Yep.
Walk away.
Okay.
Just keep walking.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
All right. Flippity clap, flippity clap.
Meanwhile,
Okay. Yeah.
So,
I don't know.
so
Probably be a 50-50 shot
Dolly's gonna have an encounter with rest.
on who's.
yeah,
Yeah. And it got quiet.
Yeah.
You're not
So,
Okay.
piloting.
So when
so
I'm helming, um, Nick, while you were navigating, you want to remain navigator or Gojin rather.
That's Gojen who's navigating.
He's still walking, I guess. Come back.
But yeah, we gotta sit down and count all that money and figure out what everything was in the chest so we can sell it or barter, trade, use, destroy.
so can anybody navigate or is it just certain people can navigate?
anybody, they just use their wisdom.
Okay.
Yes, their wisdom.
We
And
need the wise men.
who's navigating right now? Or Brian's still navigating. Who's in the chair right now?
We're alternating between Darmus and Sorrel. They are the only
Shinri
two.
Sorrel, I believe.
Okay.
They're the only two capable of doing it.
Yeah.
and I'm a half of what Sorrel can do.
You're still better than the rest of us. And very valuable.
It reminded me of a friend who was playing a half elf centaur. Or no, half dragon centaur. So he was half dragon, half man, half horse.
That's nice. A true half breed.
And he had a book called Three Halves of a Whole.
That's awesome.
I'll take Runehide to stand watch when I'm piloting.
Okay.
I'm back.
All right. Do you want to stay navigating the ship, or do you want somebody else to take over?
I can still do it.
Okay. And is there anyone else that can pilot the ship that we know
I think anybody can. You just got to pick up the sextant.
of? Okay. No, I meant
Oh, get in the chair.
yeah.
I don't think I can.
Yeah, I think we're only at 2.
I might.
You might.
Who are the actual people? Sorry, I had to go and get a cup of tea. I'm back now. Who are the actual people that can drive this thing? Because the rotation thing seems like a very good idea.
Well, out of our party right now, it's just Darmus and I.
Right.
And you do 8-hour shifts, so
Well, we're doing like. That's a good question. If
3
it's
days, 2 to 3
yeah.
days. I can only go for 2 full movements, whatever that equates to. Is all I'm allowed to do.
Okay, so that would be 2 days.
I don't know how many Sorrel can do.
Okay.
Because we have another option as well. If we need to get somewhere double speed, then we could cycle you through the chair type thing. You know, 2 of you doing the chair for 1 day if we need to get somewhere really quickly. That's another option we have.
it
But after
doesn't.
that, we're dead in the water for a full day. That's really risky.
Yeah,
I'm
I
not.
wouldn't
Yeah,
want
but
to
how are we going to do that?
I wouldn't want
You can't
to,
post it in the chair.
because we're going to have somebody resting because of their shift and their shift, so we've already got 2 people already out of a fight if we get stopped.
Oh yeah, as I said, it's not
I don't
something we
know if I
do
want
all
to
the
go
time.
anywhere. I don't want to go anywhere faster because there's more risk of that happening. And then
We get hit by pirates. We don't have a shield. We don't have anything. We can't run away.
I'm not.
and we
I'm
have to
not
look
saying
at
we
where our
use it
casters
normally.
are.
I'm not saying we use it normally, but it is a good emergency if we need it.
Yeah.
Just it's something just to bear in mind rather than something we do every day. As I
They don't.
said,
Okay.
it's an
Yep.
emergency procedure.
I don't. I'll have to ask Robert, but the way I interpreted it didn't work that way.
Yeah, we can't both go at the same time.
No. You cycle it. So the first 8 hours is done by one, then someone steps into it with the second 8 hours. All I'm saying is it's a good emergency. If we need to get away quick or somewhere quick, we can do that.
But listen
But
to this. So they can drive for a day or two while the other one rests, or they can do 2 days in one day and they get stuck for the second day. It doesn't work really.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's what I was
that
thinking.
is
So if we did 2
Yeah,
days in the chair,
how far can Sorrel move before he feels he has to get out of the chair?
you're on mute.
He can do 2 movement cycles of 10 hexes. So he can literally move the ship anywhere for what's the equivalency in time of over 40 days or more. But the chair keeps you alive because you're not really having to eat or sleep. It's just using all of your spell power fully rested to make it be able to move these 2 moves that you're able to do as a full rest. So there's the disconnect. Disconnect is people on the boat kind of perceive time differently than the person that's the helm, because they have the ability to use their resources twice, and that can give them multiple days worth of movement. So they don't really need to rest while they're in the chair, but during those days, that person's completely out of the fight. Now, the person
Yeah.
who was in the chair prior, he only does one of those days. So, like, let's say Sorrel gets into the chair, he's able to push 2 moves. The 2 moves are 20 hexes total. The 20 hexes take you guys anywhere from 20 days to 200 days to move. On day 2, if Tim was in the chair, he's already fully rested and he could take over at any time. So for the next 20 days, 200 days, he's just doing his shit, moving around the ship, playing cards, playing dice, whatever it happens to be, while Sorrel is still in the chair moving it as the engine. So it's kind of the difference between a fuel tank and a driver. Because just because the driver perceives days, how many times you really have to refill the tank? And your helmsman's the tank. So the helmsman can sit there for multiple days at end without sleeping or eating because he's the fuel. But he's always aware, always conscious. But as soon as he steps up from that chair, even if he hasn't used all of his spell resources, it is so draining that he is almost exhausted at that point in time, and the damage to his system stops him from doing any arcane or divine abilities for the next 24 hours only. So, does that help clarify it? Because I know it's a different way of looking at it, but think about how many times you fill up the tank in your car versus how many times you go somewhere to drive. So as
Yeah.
the driver, you perceive that there's a lot of this transport and movement going on, but to the tank, you only really fill him up once every couple of weeks or so.
And the difference between me and Sorrel is I got 2 full movements, but I only move half. I'm
Half of
moving
what he
5
does, right? Because you're only
times
able to,
5. So
right? And
his is
Terrell's able to
times
do
10,
20.
mine's times 5.
Yeah. So Terrell's able to do
I can only
20
get up.
hexes, which also means if
I
you
can do
come into
10.
another ship in combat on a combat, because this is not a combat grid, I actually do have a combat map. And on a combat map, you only move 5 hexes. And if you look at the ship movement inside the Spelljammer handout I gave you guys, you'll see that you take 2 to 3 hexes sometimes just to turn. Whereas if it takes you 2 turns, Tim, then that means you can only move forward. You might have to already move forward 2, then turn 2 hexes, and you've only done part of an L where Sorrel gets 10. So he could
Yeah,
move forward 2, turn, move forward 2 more, turn the ship again if he needed to whip the fucker
be
around,
broadside.
or maybe even whip the ship fully around by doing a move that's beyond your SR capabilities. So there's
Correct.
the difference between the power between the two of you. So the only other person that would be close to that power, but you can't use her, is Empress. So because
Correct.
she would be a 20th level divine caster like Sorrel.
20 seconds.
Yeah, 22nd now. That's true. So Sorrell's actually got 11 points he could use. So he can do 22 every set. So sorry, forgot about
Yeah,
that.
max out. I'll have 5
Right.
because I maxed out my spellcasting class so that uses. All
So
right,
if
so we can.
Darmus is in the chair, is he like the same duration of a gas tank and
Yeah,
just
he.
half the distance, or
Yep, that's really all it is.
okay?
That's it. He's only a little
Half
bit of fuel.
go.
You broke up, Tim.
I work with Spirit. So I don't have capability
Going
use
through
its
the tunnel.
top abilities.
You
But I'm
sounded like
capable
going through the tunnel, man.
to do. How about now?
I hear
It's
you a
like
little bit
Wayne's
better.
World when they're talking into the uh, drive-through.
Yeah, Wayne's World. The better.
Yeah, it's better so far.
Okay. Yeah, I can't do everything the ship's capable of doing.
No.
I'd like to ask Thorn something when you're ready, Robert. So
Sure. You've had time.
I'll ask him about Soldari Radiance and sort of mention the thing that I found in there. It's in a crystal sphere and stuff like that. See if that jogs his memory.
Neat bar.
But
Good alcohol. Mean bouncers.
that's every club, to be quite
I
honest.
was just thinking that.
Yeah. I've never met a cozy and warm bouncer. Never met one of them.
I had a really
Ki-
good friend of mine that was a bouncer, but I still didn't see him as a threat.
There you go. It had absolutely nothing to do. He was only 4'2" tall and 100 pounds, soaking wet. I'll ask him a bit more. Do you know anyone that was at the Radiance? Can you tell us a bit more about it?
Morgie. I met Morgie there. That was long ago. Captain Morgie. She was hot. And I don't mean like sit here brass hot. She had tits.
Lovely.
Tell me more.
Do you have pictures? Pictures or it didn't happen?
Uh, she
Yeah.
she was a bard. She became captain of Black Oak. She wrote the placard.
Okay.
Well, those bard guys are nothing but trouble.
Well, yeah, because obviously, if she's not here, something went wrong.
Shit went
Uh,
sideways.
Bad guys.
Because she was a
yeah.
bard.
Okay.
Game. My head power go out.
Oh, you had the power go out? Okay.
Yeah.
We'll be here.
That's the problem with living here, man. You have outages, quick ones, but they fuck your shit up.
Yeah, I don't like power outages. They suck. Um, so What are we doing?
Well, I mean, personally, I'm gonna take the name Soldari Radiance Crystal Sphere to the map and see if we can get a better idea of where it could be, and sort of general. I'm still going through my days of.
Okay.
I've got one more day, haven't I, of training, so I'll just go through my training as normal.
Sorrel, do you sit back down in the chair?
Yep, when my turn comes.
Tim's got to rest. This is your turn.
Okay.
Do you cast any spells before you get into the chair?
No.
Ah, I tried. I'm being my bad DM self. Going, hey, you got power suit? Here,
I could.
I know. I'll entice
But
you.
I'm
I'll roll
Can you
dice.
drive stick?
I'll roll dice. There you go.
I can.
Oh wow!
Um, should somebody relieve
It's a deck.
Darmus?
no, the other one.
Sorrel?
No.
Oh.
I can't think of Brandon's character's name.
Gojin.
Gojin. We need to relieve Gojin. He's been on shift twice.
Okay.
So, anybody want to pick up a sextant?
I'm happy to do. I mean, I'll just finish my day off, my day of training, and then I'll do it for the rest of the week if you want or something like that.
Cool. Yeah.
So I've got one more day to go, and then
So
I'm
one more
free.
day. Okay.
Yeah.
So Sorrel, you sat down in the chair, now fully rested, now fully powered. As you sat down in the chair, you feel the energies of the ship ripple through you once again, but now you understand something even deeper about the ship. You feel power kind of ripple through you, and you're not really sure. You believe this throne, this actual helm that you're sitting in, was created by a specific mage. You think his name is Coggenio. And there's power inside the helm besides being able to open up a sphere. Oh, yeah, you're accessing resources inside your helm. It can open up a gate. It takes 5 resources, but it'll allow it to open a gate to other parts of the astral or ethereal, so the ship can shift between the planes. It is not a plane shift ability, but it is like it because it opens this gate. The problem is the gate stays open for at least 5 minutes. That means if anybody's following you, you can't use it as an escape method. But you do understand the person who created this helm was trying to figure out how, and now you get a knowledge arcane. Unfortunately, you're taxed because you're in the chair, but you could still end up getting it. You have a lot of ranks.
Knowledge arcane. Very good.
Oh, you got it. You see the inner workings of the chair, and you now know who the creator of the chair was. You saw they were trying to use a way of taking a device they had created that has a symbiotic connection to its wielder that allows different actual magical functions to happen. They were envisioning using planar shifting tendrils inside of a dreadnought of an Ithalid ship, and how that they transfer the planes. They actually do a plane shift with the plane. They don't actually do a gate. And they were trying to use a type of creation they created that they thought could simulate this type of movement. The wizard's name was Coggenio Ion, the creator of ion stones. He was a Nephilian mage.
Holy shit.
He created this chair, and you think as you're sitting in the chair, the more you unlock your abilities and you get closer to Coggenio, the more you'll be able to understand how he did it, because you're very sure this chair can shift. Oh my God, this fucking galleon can plane shift. That, and with its flying ability, it's still on a boat as well. It's got multiple maneuverabilities. That's impressive because you're feeling like dreadnoughts on Ithilid ships are very rare for them to be able to do it. And you know he studied one somewhere, but you're not sure where he came across it. So there you go. That's the inspiration you got. That's also what keys off the sphere opening ability or portal creation that the ship has that costs you a few ship resources. It allows you to open up and go inside one, and or actually you pass through the sphere. It does not leave a hole for others to come through. So you literally shift through their sphere. But you realized only a peak sorcerer or wizard or very powerful priest could even do. You have to be at least 20th level to unlock that ability. And you're positive that the stuff you're beginning to learn from the helm you're sitting in is only awakened by your increased knowledge in spell casting. So like you didn't when you sat in it before, because of your weakened state, this was never revealed to you.
Remains hidden.
There's maybe a
Wild.
lot more hidden inside this chair. So that's
Mm-hmm.
that's the reason it's a several 100,000 gold piece chair. Brian's like selling.
Yeah,
Mine,
I'm on it.
mine.
Okay, and Brian, you're gonna try to navigate to the Seldar area again.
Yeah.
Okay, go for it. You got a new person sitting in the helm, so you have to re-navigate.
Okay. I pick up the sextant and say Seldar, Elven Sphere,
Wisdom check.
Wisdom check.
Yeah, the sextant, I've already built it. I just didn't put it in your inventory. We'll give you a +5.
Okay, hold on.
Yeah, you got a good roll last time. See if it happens again.
Oh, rolled off the 20.
Oh. You're trying to lock in the coordinates it should go into. Um, yeah, you're not getting a good read. You might need somebody else to try to run the sextant.
I think it's time for somebody else to run the sextant. I'm having problems with it.
Okay, I'll do it.
And I'm gonna be the girl in the room and go, I just said that like 5 minutes ago.
Oh God, no.
Go ahead and do the will check. This will be the next day.
Backseat drivers. I don't know.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Can you imagine what I'm really like in the car? Oh my god, we're gonna die.
Oh no. Can I just not play anymore? It's scaring me.
If you quit, you got to come to America and drive her around. I'm not kidding. That's the
Oh
punishment.
God. No. Sorry, what did you want me
Just
to
a
roll?
crime. I don't know.
A will check. All you do is roll your ability score. Will.
Right, a will saving throw?
Nope.
Or a
No. Just roll your wisdom. So go to your attribute and click
right.
on your
Okay.
name attribute. It'll
Okay.
and I'll add +5 to it because the sextant does add a +5. And for our next sessions, there'll be an item you guys will transfer around. Oh yeah, nice
Oh
20.
hell yeah.
Fuck yeah, dude. Okay, yeah. So we'll go.
I'm eating a sandwich while I'm doing this. Yeah, you just do this and you go that way and you go, oh sorry, I've got tomato all over it. Damn.
Okay.
Meanwhile, I'm going to be revving the engine. I'm going to dump the clutch.
Yeah, you
Oh
make it
dear.
all the way
You're
down.
gonna flood it.
Just
You're gonna
do a
flood it.
wheelie. Do a wheelie.
We're all
So,
gonna be stuck to back to walls like in airplane when
I want you to jump it
put their
like a jet
makeup
ski and
on.
do a little kick.
yeah.
Jump it up out of the water. Do a kick with it. Land. Oh damn, we're close now.
Um, Now you have the choice, Chandler, of using, since you're really kind of close by the navigation. You could use four of your move to get close and then begin searching for this bar.
Okay.
Since you have 11 more left, per se, or sorry, 6 more, I'll give you a +6 modifier on your will check for searching around to see if you can find a large object that should slow you down. That would
Look for
most
a
likely
big
be the
wall.
bar.
Oh, yeah, bar, wall. Sure.
So you said +4?
+6.
+6.
+6.
It was your extra movement left over. Oh, you did a will saving throw? Do a wisdom check. Sorry, just use your wisdom.
Wisdom.
Yeah,
Sorry.
it's all right. I said it wrong.
You said will.
I know. I'm used to saying the abbreviated stat. Do a will. So it's a 1 and 2E problem.
So instead of a will, it's a whiz.
Listen, Linda.
Do your whiz check.
And you got +6 of that for 18. Nice.
You got to
Yes.
take a whiz.
Yes, you do come across an establishment. You see a floating piece of rock in the ether. It's maybe the size of a small mansion. You see it kind of spinning around. Literally, it spins upside down and a little sideways. And now you're going to try to dock with it. You see there's like 8 other boats docked around the area. But understand they're just loosely docked. So what that means is you throw a mooring rope, tie yourself down. But you're going to be within 500 meters of other ships as well.
So treat it like a biker bar. Don't push over the other side.
Yes, there's that.
Yeah.
So
Yes, this isn't too Wong Fu.
We will navigate very carefully.
I'm so sorry. I am just being silly today.
I'll leave a parking spot between us and them.
To do this is actually your astral navigation. It is a DC 15 to park correctly and not run into the docks, dude. It's not really easy.
Can I park in the back of the parking lot?
Got it.
You get a +5. Okay.
Oh yeah, he got a good roll. Got a really good roll.
One of those Chevy Chase ones where he wakes up and the boat
Actually, you guys watch the ship sail directly heavy at one of the docks that's sticking off of this rock, and you watch Sorrel spin the ship so that it butts up right onto the side of it fairly closely for you guys to throw the mooring ropes. It's almost like you did a Tokyo drift into it. you really got a good roll. He Tokyo drift parked this bitch. Okay.
Should be a wave up.
You
see a big smirk across his face.
Okay, at this bar, you see standing outside the bar is what looks like a 12-foot tall giant. Also, what looks like 2 smaller ithalids. One's wearing a plate mail chest, the other one's just wearing black robes. They have the same symbol the bar has on it, which it has a dead unicorn. It's got like crosses over its eyes and its tongue's out as a head. Not kidding. And that's on their armor or their robe as well. You see one of the ithalids walk down the pier. He's got a little bit of a limp, walks with a cane. This is the robed one. For those that don't know what an ithilid is, look like a purple-skinned humanoid, long tendril fingers, and they got a squid face. There you go.
Ooh, squid face.
As it walks up, it says, "Not responsible for helms, not responsible for ships, fully responsible for any damages you cause." Who's your captain?
We agree to your one-sided terms. I am the captain.
How many coming aboard?
I'm relatively happy to stay with the ship. We really need someone to stay with the ship. Besides the undead guy.
Well, you're in the helm still, Sorrel. So This was one of your second move shift. So you could get out of the helm and go rest if you wanted to, but if you go into town, you're like bingo Charlie on power.
I'm gonna stay in the chair.
Okay.
Okay, well, I guess I'm gonna go
Okay.
and wander around. Wait,
I'll have
I
to go
need.
with her.
Yep.
Yeah, there's that.
I'm thinking we
I'm the
need
bodyguard.
to protect here. Yeah.
I
So
I
She has
I
never
need
fired me from that
protection.
duty.
I'm just a
Yep.
girl, and I say things without thinking about them first. So I need someone to protect me.
no, I've
I'm
never heard
going.
that.
Brunei's like,
That's my
I'm
job.
guarding the ship. Because loose lips sink ship, so I want to be on the ship so I can stop any holes.
Okay.
All
As
right.
long as we've got
I'll,
someone
No,
doing that,
I'll go
seriously,
with her.
it's not like I'm
As
going to talk about work life.
as you guys are getting ready to go off the ship, you see Thorn going, and he's holding the chest, shaking it.
I think we're supposed to take that.
Well, did you guys fill it? If you didn't, he's not shaking it.
I have no responsibility to the chest. I was in the bedroom.
Okay. And Sorrel, that was your second movement to get here and search to find it.
Okay.
Your bingo on ship resources.
You
sit.
okay.
You can sit in the chair and you'll keep the lights on, the gravity plane going, the air bubble all going good, but you ain't pushing it nowhere. You're pretty exhausted.
Well, with knowing that, I'm gonna go take a nap.
Okay.
Been the
Ship going dark.
Okay, so if
The ship will keep residual power due to your level for the next day, 22 hours almost. That's just keeping
Cool.
the air bubble going, lights on, all the ship systems functioning. Then after that, it'll go dark. Gravity might start to wane, and it might start floating.
That's
Okay.
not good.
I'll stay on ship. God didn't fight last time here. Bad fight.
well, come with us. We might have a sequel
No.
or not. Okay.
You see his big white eyes get even bigger as he goes, no. And he holds the O for a really long time. Oh.
Oh.
How many times has anybody stolen loot out of that chest?
It's been empty a lot.
of course.
That's what I thought.
Came with the boat. Like
Well,
me.
we have a good chest in the one that we got.
Okay, I'll put it away in the cargo. He walks off with the chest, goes down the stairs. You guys hear thump, 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 thump. As he's dragging the fucking chest down the stairs.
Thank you
Just carrying.
anyway.
Okay. Let's go cause some shenanigans.
Okay, as you guys are getting off your ship,
no.
as you guys get off your ship, you see a small ship come up and park by the on the dock, other side of this building, though. This is literally a power dinghy. Imagine a ship that's the size of two dinghies, and it's got this massive cannon strapped to the front of it. It is huge, and it's got a couple of little sails to it as well. No propellers or anything else like that. And it's got this like real little cage chair that's kind of bolted down in a cage. And when it parks, this thing can't have more than this, just that top level. You see a little gnome unlock the cage, get out of it, relock the cage, and he's scurrying down. And you see the Ithilid plate chest walk over and go, no. He goes, come on, man. I just need to get a beer or two. No ruckus. He goes, no, come on. And he holds out a bag, and you see the Ithilid go, okay. He walks right by the guy. Little gnome's got purple hair with green streaks going in it and a big blue mohawk
Need one?
that hangs down long on other side. Otherwise, he's wearing what looks like a vest, but it's filled with wrenches,
Good.
hammers, chisels, looks like drills. He's got a leather cloak on as well, but it's split right down the middle, and it seems to be attached to his arms so that when he's walking, it kind of creates this kind of like a flapping sound. He's also got some blue boots that curl up at the toes, and he's wearing what looks like a type of snakeskin, but it's furry. It's got the scales, but there's furs coming out of the scales. Knowledge playing to anybody that wants to roll them on his pants.
Oh,
You can get knowledge playing on pants.
On pants.
Yes.
Ooh.
Boots and pants. Boots and pants. Boots.
Can I just
Hammer
check who's
time.
staying with the
Okay.
ship?
Did you say knowledge arcane?
Planes.
Oh,
Planes.
plane.
I got this. Come on. Hold up.
You've got
Anybody
plain
who
or
makes
trousers.
anybody who makes higher than a
Wait. Oh, I only got 55.
25 knows that is Neogi flesh. They are reptilian, but they're furry like a tarantula. So it is a mix between a scaled skin with bristly fur that comes off of it. And he's wearing pants made out of them. That's Neogi flesh.
So disgusting.
Yeah, but Neogis eat people, so wearing them kind of seems fitting.
So, I have a question.
Yes.
Who is a responsible party that has left the boat?
Who you asking?
No, I'm asking you. Who is with me? Are there responsible people in the group?
I think so far Jolie is coming, and I think Darmus is coming. But I don't know now if
Yep.
Darmus is if he sat in the chair.
I mean, I went first off the ship.
Azek,
I was
Yeah.
coming too.
Gojin.
I'm staying there. I can't do anything there.
If I'll stay with the ship then, because it sounds like no one's
Gojin!
staying with. Sorry.
Gojin!
Ironhide or Runehide staying.
Yeah, so everybody type in chat if you're leaving the ship, please. So just say leaving, or say going to bar evening, left. Okay. Yeah, new Azek.
Because I think as long as we've got 2 on there, even if one of them is sleeping a little bit, that
I'm okay with leaving Empress and Wolfhide to guard the.
yeah, I'm happy with those 2 as well. Yeah.
Angeli.
Gojin.
Answer.
Gojin. Gojin.
Gojin and Ruinhide, is it staying?
Gojin.
I think Brian had to step away for a second.
No, I'm here. I was just typing.
Oh, okay. Hey, you got to do something for me.
What?
See that gnome over there? We need to
Yeah.
Shanghai him. We need extra bodies on our ship. And the pirate way to do this is to Shanghai them. So put him in a basket or something so we can
I think
maybe
I-
put him in the chair.
I hate to override Kitty, but we're on a seafaring element, so don't we press gang him?
Why don't you just try to hire him?
Press gang him's a lot cheaper.
There you go.
Because we still haven't figured out our money situation. So how am I supposed to hire someone and go, oh, you'll get paid eventually. I don't know how, but we'll figure it out. Just come on over.
Really, I'm good for it.
Yeah, we haven't counted it or figured out how much is there or nothing. We just got off there.
Well, you could be hired initially to do inventory on our
Shit.
booty.
I'll
Oh.
hand Kitty a sap.
Woo!
There you go.
Pillowcase. Does he fit? No, I'm not really stealing him. I'm a cat. Jesus Christ. Somebody will pull my fur. I'll cry.
So
I need a juice box really bad.
so for a moment there was a cat holding on to a sap in a bag to put over the figure's head. Okay, this was
There we
cute.
go.
She had
Kitty
a
is short.
Behind him, put the hood on, or
Sap
put
in a
the
pillowcase.
on, and be like, "Hey,
That's a pillowcase.
you want to come with me? We'll go on an adventure together."
Somewhere there was logic like, well, he's small enough I could throw him in a pillowcase.
I think he's got to be really careful because he may find himself buried in a cat litter tray. To be quite
Oh
honest.
yeah, there you go.
Which way do you want to go? In the bag or just walk with me?
Yeah.
Are we gonna do this the easy way or the fun way?
Oh
Oh
dear.
my God, you guys are great. Okay. Well, everybody, we're at the top of the hour, and I will save the bar for our next adventure, so you guys will have a chance to do trading and stuff like that. Now, on the forums, you guys might want to go through some of your gear, post it, figure out what the prices are on it. You did have already 30 days in the Astral, so you've had chances to identify this stuff. If you haven't gotten the prices from me, just feel free to throw it into the chat on Discord, and I'll give you answers back to it, so you guys kind of know. If you want to do it that way, that's fine with me too. Okay.
Okay.
Thanks, everybody. Hope you all had fun. Yeah.
Can I just
All right.
check? Can I
Have
just
a
check
good one.
that who's staying on the ship? Because if we've got 2 people on the ship, I want to leave.
They said who's leaving right now so far is only Bosco, Kitty, and the dude. So everybody else is on the ship. So right
Right,
now
I'm
it's
gonna.
only those 3.
Right. Okay.
So are you
I'm
leaving
gonna
too?
leave as well.
All right,
Yeah.
just type it in the chat saying left ship or left.
Road trip or sightseeing tour. All right, I'll see you guys later. Bye.
Later, later.
Bye.
Bye.
And I did put events up for everybody too, so those should adjust to your times so that it's all set right. Because
Alrighty then.
my daylight changes tonight, so my schedule's
Yeah.
changing too. That's why I wanted to make sure that was up there. Have a good week, everybody. Bye.
All right.
And if you want longer
well.
sessions, let me know, guys, so I can have the material prepped and ready for you. Bye.
Okay.
All right.